The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, it's me, the Macho Savage. You're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the Macho King.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the Ugandan Giant Kamala. And that's my story.
Using mere words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is like using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Lunaver Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash 7 to 10. Tuesday night, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous take in the Road Warriors. Listen to them. If you know what's good for you, you'll listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch, because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. When the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
It's Trash Talking Radio. It's Tuesday night, and it's Trash Talking Radio. It's Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week, and we're here again. Just when you thought the airwaves were safe, we're not going away. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am great. I got to make sure I turned your thing on here. Let's see here. Talk again.
1 2 1 2.
Yep.
Check check check.
All good. We're all good. All right. Hey, it's another week, another crazy week. I got to turn this up just a little bit so I can hear a little better. There we go. All right. Now wait, I know why. Wait a minute. No, I can't. There it is. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear me. Okay, now I hear me. That's better. Anyway, Now I don't have to have it that loud. I can turn it down. Okay. Oh, man. What a crazy, crazy couple of weeks. You know, last week, let's see, was it the week before? Did I tell you about when my dogs escaped the house?
No.
Okay. I guess it was last week. I wasn't sure which week it was. But anyway, I've had a situation where we went out to eat and... Well, actually, okay, it was the week before last week. My dogs kept getting out of the fence, and I couldn't figure it out because I thought I figured it out, but then I thought I patched the fence, and then they figured out another way to get out. And like 3 times in a row, they got out. And the one time, I really feel like bad about that because the one dog's a little bit older, and I baby her, and she just, you know, because she can't stand the cold as much as the other dog. Anyway, I came home from... the show, not last week, the week before. And my big dog, Cheyenne, was out on the porch. And I thought, wait a minute, where's the other dog at? And sure enough, the other dog was in the window because he could get in and out because he's small and nimble. And the other one is big and very difficult to deal with. Anyway, that happened 2 weeks ago, Thursday. So Thursday, I thought, okay, I figured it out. I figured out what was wrong, and I thought I fixed the fence so that they wouldn't get out again. Well, sure enough, they got out again. And so this is when it was really, really cold out. I mean, worse than today. And so I came up with a nice way to fix it that kept it fixed, and they haven't gotten out since then. But it was kind of scary because, you know, we're in New Jersey. So if I looked on the cameras and saw they weren't home, I'd be panicking, and it would take me 2.5 hours to get home. So I think I fixed that problem, though. I think they're in now for a while until they figure out another way to get out. And they scared me a little bit when they did that because I just, you know, I really, first off, I don't want the older dog to die out in the cold or anything. So just kind of felt that it would be a good thing if she wouldn't run away. But that's a whole other thing. But this past weekend, we had a show on Friday. I had a day off on Saturday, and actually a day off on Sunday, which was the longest vacation I've had. And this weekend coming up, I'm going to be really busy because tomorrow I'm not real busy, but Thursday I'm practicing. Friday we have a show. Saturday we have another show. We have a Valentine's Day show with a bunch of women. It's going to be an all-woman show. Well, mostly all-women show. And then, so then Sunday I actually will probably practice with the other band because we got a job at the beginning of March. So, yeah, it's getting crazy. You wouldn't know I was retired.
Busier now than when you work.
Yeah, for sure. So... Anyway, all right, well, another day, another Trash Talking Radio, and anybody out there, I hope you're having a good day, and I see there are people already showing up in the chat room, and I want to check the other chat room. Let's check the other one and see how that one's doing. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little quiet in the Facebook one, but the YouTube one has a couple people. Things are, you know, it's still early. But we had a lot of good things to talk about today, I think. Welcome to February. That's where you can, yeah. That's where you can cue in.
It's cold.
It's cold. It was really cold. I don't remember it being this cold for a long time. I mean, I remember February usually being a snow area, but I don't remember it ever being this cold. That's crazy. My buddy.
And for Cincinnati, we got the most snow we've gotten in a number of years.
How many inches you got?
12 to 18.
Wow.
Depending on where you're at.
Do you remember though back in the 70s, early 80s, we had a really big snowstorm. It was like July 4th, or it was July. It was the beginning of July or something. And I got stuck in that snow. That's why I remember it. That was the first time I got stuck in the snow that I couldn't get out, and I had my step van. So that was, oh, man. But it wasn't as cold as it is now. Crazy stuff. Anyway, so this weekend we're going to have a show like we do. Oh, did Did I send you the link to? Oh, it changes every week. I was going to say I probably sent it to you, but I guess I didn't. Oh, there's Christine. Not used to you guys starting on time. Give me a break. Well, technically, I like to say if we're not 5 minutes early, we're late. But I'll take it. Anyway, so this week, like I said, this week we have a Friday night show. It's gonna be. I'll have to get you that. Well, I can't get you the link because I don't get the link till Friday when it starts. I can tell you where it can be found, and anybody that wants to watch Friday night, it starts at 7. It starts at 6:30ish, and then we'll have a pre-show. That's a little talk show like this one, and we'll go over the card. We'll go over what's going on in the wrestling business, and that goes about half hour, and then at 7 o'clock, the real show starts, and that's when the wrestling starts. So that is a lot of fun. And then Saturday, we're going to do the same thing with that woman's show, and I'm looking forward to that. And we just got booked for a show that we're going to be doing for Cheltenham, I think it is, in Philadelphia. It's a local. Well, it's not local to me, but it's a government that's going to do it for their township. So that's going to be fun, and that's going to be in March, I think. I believe it's the end of March. So it's going to be fun. And actually March I'm going to be playing out with my other band that I haven't played with since November. So that'll be fun. I got a busy schedule coming up and lots of fun stuff going on. All right. Let's get things going. I started putting together the bingo stuff. And I'm going to run some categories by you and see what you think, and you can add some if you wish. I still need about, I think I need 8 more categories, and we can put our bingo cards together. And I'll give you all the categories then, and you can put in your bingo card, and then we should probably make each other's bingo card. That would be fun. Because it's all going to have the same categories. You're just going to have to put them in some particular order. And I think Christine wants to play too. So I'll run over the categories that I've written. And if you have any to add them. If you have any you want to take away, let me know what they are, and we'll talk about it. So, all right, let's get this thing rolling. All right, here we go. Let's start out with your favorite part of the show. You're probably not going to get a couple of these because some of these people are not really things you would watch, I think. But they're all good ones. They're just some people that I don't think you're going to know. So we'll start out with the first one that I think you probably won't know. But I might be wrong because, I mean, you've really surprised me on certain people that you did know. So we'll see if you know these guys. We'll start out with Nathan Lane. He's a comedian, has been in a bunch of movies, and he's been in Austin Powers. He's been in Stuart Little, Modern Family.
I need to see the pictures.
Oh, that's what's wrong. I was trying to figure out why I was looking at it, pointing at it, everything. And then I looked at the screen and it was like, oh, that's not up yet, is it? All right, let me put it, let me make it.
I need something to go by.
All right, I'll fly that in. Here we go. There you go.
Nathan Lane. I don't know him.
Okay.
But I'm going to guess he is 73.
Wow, that's pretty good. He's 70. I wouldn't have guessed it. I wouldn't have guessed that much. Mostly because most of the pictures I have of him have dark hair. But you're right. You're right on. He's 70. So that's one for you. Did you ever watch ER back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the day.
Maura Turney, and she looked a lot like that or this. She doesn't. I don't really. Some of these don't look like her, so she must have had a facelift or something. But she looked a lot like that. She's real feisty, and I've seen her in recent stuff, but I can't tell you what I've seen her in.
Well, I recognize her face, so I know her from somewhere.
So you think now keep in mind, she was in ER, so whenever ER was, add that to her. Because, she's aged a bit.
65.
She is 61. There you go, 2 points. You're actually doing really good. How about, did you watch, what's her, what was the Spy Who Shagged Me? Anyway, Heather Graham. She was in that. And that was back in 90s. I don't know what she looks like now. I don't know if she looks like any of the pictures there. If she does, she hasn't aged.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
She looks really good. That's why I guess maybe she aged a little in that one, but you can't really tell it. I mean, she looks about the same. Well, maybe this one. Maybe that's what she looks like now. I don't know. They all look good.
I'm going to say 55.
She is 56. Look at you. Man. How about this one? Sarah Gilbert, which is Connor family or whatever, the Connors.
Oh, yeah. I forget what Connors, yeah.
And actually, that one looks like her. I don't know that looks like her. Maybe it does. I don't think it does. I think she looks more like, she hasn't aged either. She looks the same as she did when she was just a little girl.
48.
She is, all right, that's close, 51. That's very good. You've hit every one so far.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, well, you're doing good. I guess you're getting good at guessing because so far you've hit every one of them. Let's see. I'm trying to take the hard ones now, first because, these other ones, I didn't think you'd know them, so you hit me. How about, this is a good one. How about Morgan Fairchild? She's another one.
I know Morgan.
She's another one I think that never aged. Because she still looks good. Let me see if I can find one that looks older, because those all look like her younger ages. That one's probably her now. Oh, you can't see. Oh, wait a minute.
I am going to.
There you go, that one. That's the one I was thinking.
This is hard. This is really hard.
Well,
I'm going to guess 59.
Add about 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, she's actually 76.
Wow, she's been around a while.
But keep in mind, she's been around forever. Wasn't she in like what was that Texas that show Dallas, yeah, she was probably in that. And look at that hairdo. That hairdo looks like it's definitely from the 80s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway. So you got one wrong so far. All right, so you got that. That one you have to do, that one you have to do, that one you have to do, and that one you have to do. Okay, we'll start with this one. Some lady called Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah. Go down a little bit.
All right. I'm thinking she probably looks like this.
I'm going to guess 68.
I'm going to, good. I was going to say, guess a little high because I want to say that she's in her like 60s because she's not. She's 72, so you're within the 5 points. All right, we did say, okay, here's one that'll get you. Wait a minute, let me see. I forget who he is. What was he? Oh, this one you probably won't know. Elijah Wood.
No, I don't know Elijah Wood.
He is the youngest one on this group. What did he do? See, I thought he was Elijah Blue, which was Cher's son, but it's not. It's Elijah Wood. So
let me see another line of pictures.
All right.
$43.
Oh man, you're really good. 45. I forget. Let's take a look at him. See what he did. I forget what he did. Let's see. He did. Oh yeah, Back to the Future 2. He did Good Son. He did Deep Impact, The Faculty, Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's why I know him, the Lord of the Rings thing. All right. All right, we're almost done. How about... Oh, we didn't do him yet. Okay. Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck has a birthday, huh?
Yeah. And remember, he had that car in the 80s. That, Magnum? Was he Magnum?
Magnum PI, and now he was in, not Boston Blue, but...
oh, yeah, okay.
The forerunner to Boston Blue. I'm going to say he's 85.
81, you got it. All right. Here's another one. This one you may not know. You might know. Joey Fatone from no. Which one was he in? He was in one of those boy bands. NSYNC.
This is hard.
The reason I know him, this is the only reason I know him. He's in good with the Impractical Jokers, and he makes appearances on there. If he wasn't there, I wouldn't even know who he was, because they went to school with him.
Okay, I see a picture there. I'm going to guess 55.
50, 40, 49. Let's see. Then we got, I think we only have one more. Yeah. Alan Alda.
He's got to be up there.
He is up there.
On Nash a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to guess 90.
You got it right on the head.
Really?
I think you got everybody but one.
2.
One was
2.
One was Fatone. Who was the other one?
I don't know, but he was 40.
Oh, I know what it was. It was one of the 90s. It was I think it was either Morgan or the who was the other one? The one that you said was it might have been, you said 70 or something. I said no, that's add 20 or something. But not bad, not bad. Okay, and we got one RIP, which is sad. This one, did you ever watch SCTV?
No.
Did you ever watch Schitt's Creek?
I watched a couple episodes, and that was it. So.
She was the mother.
Yeah, so no.
Catherine.
Not on yet.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the one from. Here's our.
Obituary: Catherine O'Hara, March 4th, 1954 to January 30th, 2026. Beloved actress, comedian, Emmy winner, and cultural icon. Catherine O'Hara, the incomparable Canadian-American actress and comic force whose range, wit, and warmth define generations of film and television, has died at the age of 71. Her passing was confirmed by her representative after she was hospitalized following a brief illness at her Los Angeles home. Born Catherine Ann O'Hara on March 4th, 1954 in Toronto, Ontario, O'Hara's career spanned more than 5 decades, a tapestry of unforgettable characters, laugh-out-loud moments, and deeply resonant performances that brought joy to millions. Career highlights and achievements. Early breakthrough and sketch comedy. Catherine's comedic genius first emerged in the 1970s with Toronto's Second City Improv Troupe and the landmark sketch series SCTV, where she worked alongside fellow comic icons like Eugene Levy, Rick Moranis, and John Candy. Her improvisational brilliance and chameleon-like character work quickly set her apart in the world of comedy. Film and television stardom. O'Hara's film career was diverse and beloved. Delia Dietz in Beetlejuice, 1988, and its 2024 sequel, a wildly eccentric creation that became instantly iconic, Stress. Kate McAllister in Home Alone, 1990, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, 1992, the ever-determined mom whose holiday chaos became a cultural staple. Numerous collaborations with director Christopher Guest, including Best in Show, A Mighty Wind, and Waiting for Guffman, showcasing her talent in mockumentary comedy. Television renaissance. Her most celebrated later career achievement came with Schitt's Creek, 2015 to 2020, where she portrayed Moira Rose, a hilariously dramatic matriarch whose performances earned her widespread acclaim. For this role, O'Hara won both a Primetime Emmy Award and a Golden Globe, further cementing her legacy. In her final years, she continued to work at the top of her game, appearing in high-profile projects such as the Apple TV Plus comedy The Studio and the acclaimed HBO series The Last of Us, earning additional Emmy nominations for roles that spanned genre and tone. Awards and recognitions. Primetime Emmy Awards, including for Schitt's Creek. Golden Globe Award for her comedic brilliance. Screen Actors Guild Awards among her many accolades. Celebrated by peers and critics alike for both dramatic depth and comedic virtuosity. Fun and inspiring facts. Catherine met her husband Beau Welch on the set of Beetlejuice, and they married in 1992. The couple had 2 sons, Matthew and Luke. She voiced beloved animated characters in films such as The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Wild Robot, Frankenweenie, and Monster House. O'Hara's influence spanned generations, from classic holiday movies to contemporary TV, making her one of comedy's most versatile and enduring talents. Her final public appearances included the 2025 Emmy Awards and the Toronto International Film Festival, where she was honored with a Career Achievement Award. Tributes and personal legacy. The outpouring of tributes from Hollywood and fans around the world has been profound. Home Alone co-star Macaulay Culkin paid heartfelt tribute, calling her Mama, in an emotional message that captured how deeply her performances became part of people's lives. Actors including Pedro Pascal, Jenna Ortega, and Reese Witherspoon expressed admiration and sorrow at her passing, celebrating her as both an extraordinary performer and a warm, generous human being. Catherine once said, "In life there is nothing better than laughing," a sentiment that perfectly encapsulated her career and her gift to audiences everywhere. Final tribute. Catherine O'Hara didn't just make people laugh. She made them feel, connect, breathe easier in tough times, and laugh harder than they expected. From SCTV stages to sitcom screens, and from behind animated voices to the leading roles that defined her legacy, she was a luminous presence whose work touched hearts across generations. Rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. Your laughter, talent, and spirit will echo forever.
So there you go. I liked her a lot. She had some pretty good stuff.
I know it from Home Alone.
So. Yeah, she was big in that. I liked some of her. I've seen her some of her improv stuff. That was always something fun. But yeah, it was. And the thing that she died of, it was really a strange. Let's see if I can figure out where it is. Let's see here. Here it is. She revealed that she had a rare genetic disease. Here it is. She had a rare genetic condition from years ago. It says that details surrounding the death are unavailable. The Canadian native previously revealed a rare congenital condition called dextrocardia with situs inversus. And it says during an interview on winemaker Catherine Hall's Happy Hour, O'Hara opened up about having that condition, and it's where some of the organs are positioned in reverse in the body. I'm a freak, she said while laughing. I don't even know the name because I don't want to know the name. So, yeah, kind of a weird thing. It says, what is situs inversus? What type of did Catherine O'Hara have? Situs inversus is a genetic variation in which the organs in a person's chest and abdomen are mirror image side of the normal anatomy, according to the Cleveland Clinic. And it says the Cleveland Clinic says people with a condition which is caused by a genetic mutation can live normal lives as it is typically harmless. Most people with situs it sounds like a Monty Python's situs inversus are unaware that they have it since the condition has no signs or symptoms that prompt treatment. But if that indeed is the case, that means some of your organs aren't in the right place. That would be really strange to try to, come across, especially if there aren't that many people that have that. So, anyway, that's what she died of. Well, no, that's not what she died of. They think it's a heart attack. So, I don't know. When the doctor told us that my heart was in the right side and my organs were flipped, my husband said, no, her head's on backwards. So... that's it for Catherine O'Hara. That's like I said, I really liked her a lot. I thought she was cool. Pauxatany Phill, I would like to kill him.
6 more weeks.
Yeah. I hope he's wrong.
He's wrong less than half the time. More than half the time he's wrong.
That leads me to something I think is really bizarre. Those people up in Pauxatany, and the other ones that do it, these people that do these Groundhog Day things, they're all lunatics. Why somebody would get up that early just to see a freaking... Why? I just personally would not even want to do that. But yet, I'll tell you a story. In 1990, when I was working on my first album, my producer would always go to those things, and they wear the old fashioned clothes and stuff like that, and they all go around.
Stupid hats.
Yeah, and they all go and party and everything, and they get up in the middle. They're like up there at like 6 in the morning or something like that, with -1 degrees. I can't do that. I just I value my health more than that.
Yeah, and what was it, about 3 or maybe 5 years ago, they dropped the one groundhog and he died.
Oh.
In Pauxatany.
Oh, man. It's crazy. Those people are all crazy. They get dressed in the weird, like this woman's hair has a...
Look at that.
They party, they get into it, but I can't imagine. I can't imagine being all excited about that. But, to each their own.
To each your own.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's too weird for me. Of course, I'm one to speak. Huh? I do a lot of things that are strange. But, yeah. All right. All right. Let me see what we got here. All right. Here's my news of stuff. All right. I can wipe all these out because that will be... All right. Oh, gotta take care of that one too. All right. Then we got that. We got Pauxatany is now... And isn't there some other groundhogs and other creatures that they also do that with?
I know there's other groundhogs they do it with.
I think there's other...
Pauxatany is just the most famous.
Yeah. He's got all the early fame. All right. Peacock posts $552 million loss, and their subs rise to 44 million. How could you lose $500 million?
No one watches their streaming service. No one watches their movies.
Yeah, well, I like their stuff.
TV shows.
Well, they haven't had anything really fresh on it lately. We were on there today. We were going to look and see what they have, and actually, there is a show that you may like that we started watching. This is a true story. Back in the mid-90s, Pepsi had a promotion going where you could buy things with points. For 10 points, you could get a mug. For 50 points, you could get, a jacket or whatever. And for, how many was it? It was, for 100, I think it was for 100,000 points or something like that, or something like it was some weird number. 700,000 points. You could get a military jet. And I'm on the last episode, but I had to come down here and do the show, so I can't. I do remember this where they went and they tried to redeem it because they didn't have anything that said that this isn't really possible. We're not really giving this fighter jet away. And I remember a little controversy about it, and I forgot all about it till this special came out. I don't remember what happened, but I do remember that it was a big deal back then, because if they didn't put a disclaimer on that, are they going to be held to it? So that's the question. So now I've got the fourth episode I'm going to watch. Then I'll know whether or not, or what happened to it. But you might. It's an interesting premise, and it's a true story. So I am curious as to whether or not he got it. I know he didn't get. Well, I don't know that he didn't get it. I don't know, but it's a really interesting video that is on Netflix this month. So, and this weekend was the Royal Rumble. That's always been my favorite one of the year. You see people showing up that you didn't expect. You see people. I figured that we'd see Chris Jericho, but I guess he hasn't signed yet. So
what's the show at the end of the month in Toronto?
What's that? What's the show?
Is it a cage show in Toronto?
Toronto.
End of the month. Is it a cage match?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Well, my grandson is going to it.
Oh, that sounds fun.
For his birthday. So
very cool. I thought they were just in Toronto though, like last week.
I don't know.
I know they were in Canada, part of Canada. I just don't know which part. And then they went to Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah, it was it was. I always liked the Royal Rumble, so there was some controversy there.
And the Royal Rumble is people just keep coming in
every 2 minutes, right? Or every 3 minutes or something.
Every 2 minutes, somebody comes in.
Yeah, and if you get thrown out, if both feet hit the floor, you're out.
You're out,
and you got to go out over the top. So if you go between the ropes, you're not out. So I always liked that one. I from the day one that it first came out, that was my favorite one of the year. So it was pretty good. So all right, let's see, what have we got now? So Peacock. All right, that's done. Oh, here's something interesting. With the snow, what do you do with all the snow? Well, this one guy had a great idea. Central PA dad created a 96 igloo sleepover with his kids Monday. When he was a kid in 96, we had snow apparently, and he wanted to recreate what like when he was a kid. So he had the igloo that they had, and they all slept in the igloo.
Huh.
To me, I'm not an outside guy. I'd say
too cold for me.
I'd say, hey, Dad, I'd rather have my bed. I remember we used to sleep in the woods every once in a while when we were kids, and I just thought, why do people do this? I don't understand it. There's snakes and there's all kinds of animals and I know you're an outdoors guy, or at least was, but I could never understand the fascination with sleeping outside. I didn't like it outside. I didn't want to be outside. I didn't want to be cold. I didn't want to be attacked by animals. So I never understood the fascination. Why would you do that? I know you've done it.
Well, I enjoyed it back in a long time ago. Back in another lifetime.
Yeah, another lifetime.
But I'm older and smarter now.
There you go. I can understand that. Well, I was younger and... What?
A friend of mine hikes the Appalachian Trail. And I saw him about 2 months ago, and he told me that he reached down to pick up a stick, and he didn't pick up a stick, he picked up a rattlesnake.
Oh, wow. Wow. That would freak me out.
Oh, yeah.
That would keep me from going back.
Oh, man. He came off the trail for a couple days before he went back up.
I would bet. And this was what time of year?
It was the fall, because he had just done it.
Oh, so it was awake.
Yes, it was awake.
Oh.
He threw it. As soon as he realized what it was, he threw it.
I would bet that'd be what I do too, and I'd be running real quick. Oh man, I don't know. It scares me. I never could understand the fascination with. I like nature when I'm behind the a TV screen. Then I know it's not going to come and get me. It's funny because we look out our bathroom window and there's a giant tree that has, it just looks like there's a bear in the tree from that window. And if I go from another window, there's nothing there. But every time I look out that window, I keep thinking there's a bear in the tree. So, I don't know. I have no desire to go back and look to be sure that it's not a bear.
I grew up you know where I grew up.
Yes, I do.
Right? Well, they have bears that come down all the time.
Yep.
Go through the trash, go through the bird feed. And they have dogs. And I think to myself, one of these days that bear's going to go after one of those dogs.
I would imagine, yeah. That's crazy. All right. All right, next thing. Do you ever hear of Bob's Discount Furniture?
No.
Okay, it's a big discount furniture place. And he's got an interesting story. How a waterbed salesman built Bob's Discount Furniture giant. So he's, I don't know if we have him around here, but I found it interesting. Bob Kaufman never intended to become one of the most recognized faces on television commercials. Kaufman describes himself as an extreme introvert who just wanted to stop working for someone else. But through a combination, oh, what's going on here? You're going to stop. Oh, what the crap. I don't need anybody doing a moonwalk on my page. Let's see, where was I? Who just want to stop working for someone else, but through a combination of authentic salesmanship, relentless advertising, and an almost obsessive focus on customer value, Kaufman turned a single furniture store into a billion-dollar empire. Kaufman's path to retail began with a devastating motorcycle accident in 1976. Working as a manager at Radio Shack, he became distracted on his way to a meeting and crashed into a telephone pole. Doctors almost amputated his right leg and predicted he'd never walk again. During his year-long recovery, a friend recommended he try sleeping on a waterbed. It transformed his sleep and ultimately his life. Despite describing himself as a very risk-averse, Kaufman decided to sell waterbeds that had saved him. I used to have a waterbed. I used to like that waterbed. His strategy was simple: lease space inside a larger furniture store and focus purely on value. By the 1980s, he was operating in 24 stores throughout New England, but when the waterbed industry crashed in 1990, Kaufman faced a crossroads. In 1991, during a recession when furniture stores were closing left and right, Kaufman and his partner Gene Rosenberg opened Bob's Discount Furniture in a bankrupt furniture store in Newington, Connecticut. They negotiated an unconventional deal. The landlord covered taxes, heat, and utilities in exchange for a percentage of the sales. This kept fixed costs low and allowed them to focus on moving volume while offering deeper discounts than competitors. When Kaufman told his father, a decorated World War II veteran, an advertising executive that he planned to do his own commercials, the response was brutal. "Son, I love you dearly, but you look like crap and your voice is worse. Don't do it." Kaufman ignored the advice and created one of the retail's most successful advertising strategies. By 1997, Bob's was broadcasting roughly 500 commercials a week in Connecticut alone. The reason it works is because every business wants customer attention. But how do you get through the din? By not being your typical pitchman, by having a scratchy voice, by dressing in jeans and a polo shirt. Kaufman explained during a rare speech to business students at the University of Connecticut. "I would work at the warehouse, go do an ad, go back to the warehouse in the same clothes. People feel like they know me. That wasn't accidental. It was strategy. In an industry built on slick salesmen and negotiable prices, Kaufman presented himself as a neighbor who happened to sell furniture. The psychology of stress-free selling." So he made a crucial discovery about furniture buying. It's the third most stressful purchase experience after buying a house or a car. So what did he do? He put cafes in every store. When I'm chewing on a cookie, I can't be stressed. A lot of people stop in after lunch for a cookie, a piece of candy, and a cup of coffee. They're always welcome. They may not buy anything today, but they'll be back. That wasn't hospitality, it was sales strategy. By removing the pressure and creating comfort, he transformed furniture buying experience, the furniture buying experience. Customers could browse without harassment, snack without obligation, and buy when they were ready. So it said that the salespeople were earning between $40,000 and $100,000 annually for selling furniture. So I guess that sounds pretty good to me. I wouldn't mind having a job like that you could lay down on the job.
Yeah.
I found that interesting. I was looking at things that were, looking for interesting stories, and that was one that stuck out. How many books did you read last year?
Oh, I don't know. I used to track it. Now I don't know. It's down a lot. I'm more into podcasts now and YouTube, so reading has really dropped.
40%.
My daughter reads a lot. She can get through 40, 50 books in a year.
Wow. Well, she makes it up for people like you and me. 40% of Americans did not read a book in 2025. I can say I'm one of them.
Some people don't like to read.
I really don't. I really don't. The problem is my attention span for reading is horrible. Unless it's something I need to work on, unless it's a project I need to learn about, I can't. I can't sit at one place and read a book. My mind just floats, and I read the same thing over and over again, and then I think, well, there's got to be something on YouTube, or there's got to be, I'm a generation of watching TV and stuff. Did you know that during World War II, comic books were used as a form of government propaganda?
No, I didn't know that a bit. But
Now,
it makes sense.
It does, and actually, so were cartoons, if you think about it, because a lot of the cartoons had like Nazis in it, and you want to kill Hitler in some of these cartoons. These are cartoons for kids, and so I think it's interesting that the comic books make sense. That's why Captain America was so popular, and some of those other ones were so popular. So I just found that interesting too. With the football coming up, with the Super Bowl, when's the Super Bowl?
Next Sunday.
Okay. NFL regulators approve ESPN's multi-billion-dollar purchase of the NFL Network. Other core NFL media assets Deal gives NFL 10% stake in the Disney-owned network. Did you know any about that?
Yeah, and I don't like it because I don't like the NFL network being owned by ESPN. It's a personal thing.
Yeah.
I don't like Disney. I don't like Disney that much. So.
Well, yeah. It seems like Disney
isn't the company that Walt discovered.
Yes, correct.
And founded.
Yeah. It's changed a lot. Well, the other thing I read that was interesting, let me see if I can find the article. Let's see. This is okay. So, I've got a bunch of stories on that. Roger Goodall, Bad Bunny knows how not to get political. Super Bowl halftime meant to unite folks. I found that interesting.
Well, but when they came out with Bad Bunny, now they have a
yes,
for the halftime show.
Which I'm going to talk about that too.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. I've never thought this would ever happen. This is some really strange stuff that is coming out of the Super Bowl. Let me find where did I put that. Where's it at? It's got to be in here. Here it is. NFL Pro Bowl kicks off at 8 p.m. Patriots quarterback Drake May, Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold, and others opt out ahead of Super Bowl. Here we go. I guess they're going to have their own entertainment and everything. Here we go. Maybe that's not what it is. Hold on here. That might not be the one. Hold on here. Super Bowl's set for tonight. Oh, the Pro Bowl, I mean. That's not the one. Hold on, that's not it. Here it is. Turning Points, Kid Rock to headline Turning Points alternative to Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. I knew it was somewhere around here. And talk about just the opposite of Bad Bunny. That couldn't be any more opposite. So, I don't know.
Well, you know what the turning point is?
No.
Turning point is where Charlie Kirk, was assassinated. That was his organization.
Oh, okay.
And now it's whites running it. But they decided they were going to come up with their own because Bad Bunny is not exactly something that conservative people want to watch.
Okay.
I don't want to watch either, but, a lot of conservatives would rather watch Kid Rock than they would Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
And they're mad that the NFL would pick such a radical, obnoxious, vulgar person to do the halftime show.
Oh, well, yeah, but my opinion is that Kid Rock is just like that. You want to talk about...
I don't want to watch either.
He's very, very controversial, and I don't like him. I just think that he just wants to be controversial.
Like I said, I don't want to watch either, so
yeah.
I miss out on the commercials.
Yeah. I don't know. This world is so divided now. We can't agree on anything nowadays. And I'm just like really tired of the whole thing. But, what can you do? Let's see. Was there another? Let's see if there was another thing I needed to. I got a bunch of Trump stuff too, but I figured I'd wait till your section comes on because that's probably what you're going to talk about. All right. Back to. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so Poison singer Bret Michaels from Pennsylvania kills the 40th anniversary tour by demanding 6 times the bandmate's shares. I mean, I'm sure he needs the money. Jeez. I'd be like, I can't imagine. Why don't they just enjoy the ride? I mean, why do you got to make 6 times the amount of the other people? So he wanted the lion's share.
It's called greed.
Yeah. It's just funny that nobody can agree on anything. It's sad. It's sad to me because I like Bret Michaels, but it seems like it's such a shame that you can't just do it for the people. You can't just why can't you just?
How many bands have broken up because of greed?
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. It's crazy. I think about that and I think, well, can't you just enjoy the ride? I mean, some of us would love to be up on that stage, and but not him. He's got to be a prick about it. And I mean, even if it was maybe not 6 times the money, maybe if it was 2 times the money or something. What makes him think he's so much special? I mean, other than that, there are no other breakout stars in that band, I guess.
Well, what he should do is form another band where he just hires musicians.
Right, which he does.
Just hires. Just hires. That's it.
Yeah.
And he collects the vast majority of the income, and he just pays the musician.
And that's what he does now.
But he doesn't want to pay him with going rate.
Well, the going rate for if you're hiring somebody isn't an equal share. It could be a lot less, but nobody's going to come see Poison. I mean, he tours on his own. The Bret Michaels band or whatever. He does do that, but people want to see want to see Poison. But he just, he's greedy, and it's such a shame because it could have been. I mean, they could have all walked away with a lot of money, but because somebody's over greedy, we're not going to get to see any of it. Not that it matters to me, but it probably does to the fans. So I don't know. Yeah. I find it just kind of cool that bands that have been around that long continue to tour. Like when Kiss continued to tour, Kiss didn't get paid equal amounts. The people that got the money and hold on here, I gotta close that window. The people that got the money on Kiss were pretty much were Gene and what's his name, Stanley. So those two were the only two that got a lot of money. The other two ended up not getting quite as much because they were hired hands. And even when they brought in the other two, they said, we're bringing you back, but you're not going to get a full share. And, if they don't choose to come back, that's up to them. They're still going to see Kiss. They're going to see a type of Kiss, and it'll probably be a good show. But, that's what happens when you control the narrative, Anyway, I feel I'm sorry that he has to be that greedy, but the truth is he probably doesn't want to play with them because he can make a lot of money without them and doesn't have to worry about the hassles or the drugs or the alcohol or whatever it is that he had with that. So, all right, this is kind of weird. In Florida, this best friends thing. These two 14-year-old boys, they were teenagers living, whose relatives were best friends, died this week after they became trapped in a sand hole at a Florida park.
Yes.
That's sad. What these poor little kids. The two 14-year-old boys were at Sportsman's Park in Inverness, a city about 75 miles north of Tampa, on January 11th when the incident occurred. The WFLA reported that the teenagers were digging holes at the park, an activity that the Citrus County Sheriff's Office said they did somewhat regularly, but they did not return home from lunch. The Sheriff's Office said that parents became concerned, and authorities received a call reporting that the teenagers were missing around 12:45 local time. The Sheriff's Office said that the caller told authorities that they saw a large sand hole at the park and believed the boys were trapped in the hole. And one of the boys' parents said their son had a device that pinged in that area. About 30 minutes after the authorities were called, the Sheriff's Office said the boys were located and pulled out of the collapsed hole. They were transported to a nearby hospital where one of the boys died. The other boy was taken to the UF Health Shands Hospital in Gainesville, about 73 miles northeast of the hole, in critical condition. The teenager was pronounced dead at the hospital on January 13th. That's something that, you just don't expect that kind of thing to happen. It just...
What a horrible thing to lose a child.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me... I don't know, to lose two of them yet, that's just not what you want to hear.
A guy I sponsor lost two kids in a month.
Wow.
One to a miscarriage, a drug-induced miscarriage, and the other one to pneumonia.
Wow. They have a GoFundMe page for the kids, too, to help pay for their funerals. I looked at it yesterday. I think it was at $45,000 or something yesterday. $46,000. That's just so sad. They're so young.
They're just so full of life, so young and so full of life.
Yeah. It's just weird how that stuff happens, Oh, but what can you do? It was their time. So I just really, I feel bad for that family. It's not a way to start the year. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah. And we got, this is interesting. So, this boy, 13, swims 4 hours to save mom and siblings after they're swept out to sea. This is crazy. This is another kid that age. He's 13 years old. The boy can't be praised highly enough. So they were out on the ocean, and the family had been kayaking and paddleboarding before they were swept out to sea. 13-year-old swam 4 hours to shore to call for help after his family was stranded off the coast of Australia, January 30th. The teen, it says here that the 13-year-old boy's courageous swim to save his family after they were swept out to sea has stunned rescuers in Australia. The actions of the 13-year-old boy can't be praised enough. His determination and courage ultimately saved lives of his mother and siblings. When I was 13, I wouldn't have been able to say, I couldn't have swam 4 hours. That's
There's a lot of lifeguards that can't swim 4 hours.
Yeah. And you figured that he was swimming against the tide, I guess. I would imagine that was what the deal is. And he made it, and he saved everyone, and no one had to die. So that was kind of cool. That kid deserves something really nice. So it says the trio who had been holding onto a paddleboard were brought to safety by a rescue vessel and hours of treading water. I'd be terrified, man. But then it's a nice area too.
I'd be terrified of sharks.
That too. I mean, that water out there is really nice. The water in Australia, you can see right to the ground, to the floor level of it, and it's a lot like Florida water. But it's cleaner, I think, even in Florida. So that's kind of cool. 106-year-old retailer closing stores in Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Care to guess which one?
No.
You don't care?
Know.
You probably...
I don't care to guess. No.
You don't care to guess. Okay, here you go. It's one I thought was already done, actually. So, Sears, do you remember Sears?
Yeah.
They bought Kmart. Did you know that? A long time ago? Like in
Yes.
2010 or something like that? And they're poised to close once the lease is gone and other obligations are worked out. So we'll have no more Sears after that time. That used to be the largest one ever. I mean, that
used to be it. You go to Sears. You buy everything at Sears.
Yeah. I remember I used to go there and I'd say, wow, I can't afford anything in here, but it's really cool. And, wow. Now I can afford to buy Sears. Oh, man. I don't even think they have Sears in the Colonial Park Plaza anymore. I think it's closed up. So
I think it's closed.
And here it says that another one that has filed a Chapter 11 is Eddie Bauer. It says Eddie Bauer has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy twice. In its first bankruptcy was 2003, and then the parent company was at the time was Spiegel, and they went for bankruptcy March 2003. Spiegel's financial troubles led to closure of many of the Eddie Bauer stuff. I never would have thought that Spiegel was still around even now. I didn't even know that they were around now. So, yeah, it says after restructuring, Eddie Bauer emerged from Spiegel's bankruptcy in June 2005 as a standalone company called Eddie Bauer Holdings. And in June 17th, 2009, Eddie Bauer Holdings filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection due to its heavy debt, slumping sales, and recession-era pressures. At the time, the company had hundreds of retail stores and debts. I don't know if we had any Eddie Bauers here. Yeah, I know that they licensed out their name to some of the car manufacturers for Eddie Bauer versions of their cars. So, yeah, looks like Eddie Bauer's gone too. So we're going to lose Sears and Eddie Bauer. But, a lot of retailers are gone now. Everybody buys everything on Amazon now. So I got to buy a new washer one of these days. Soon, actually. Let's see. All right, so that's that. That's that. Oh, how about this? Savannah Guthrie's missing mother?
Oh, yes. Abducted.
Yeah, it's really weird. Why would you take an 84-year-old woman?
Money.
Would they?
I mean, I can think of.
Yeah, or maybe she. I can't even imagine. I guess her daughter has money, but they haven't seen anything like this. She was last seen the 31st. We're now at the 3rd, and they haven't received any notes of wanting anything for her. I don't know. I just wonder, what happened if maybe she was confused and at 84 she could have not been all together. I don't know. It's weird. The DNA. Oh, so it says DNA samples taken from her home, which is called an active crime scene, have not resulted in anything indicating a suspect. He noted that police have processed any evidence they found there. The scene's done. We're done with the residents. Did not have any information on what type of clothing she was wearing at the time. We don't know where she is. Nanos was asked about any possible ransom demands. We're following all leads. They have nothing. There's nothing. Nobody's threatening her. Nobody's saying they want money for her. So I don't know. I think she might have been confused, and I think she's lost it. That's I don't know if she was taken or not, because no one knows anything about what happened to her. It's weird that nobody has cameras, at that they can track down when. So that makes a big difference when you can track them down via the cameras and stuff. It says in an earlier news briefing on yesterday, they said the search for Guthrie is a race against time and hopes the window hasn't closed. That's why I think she's actually lost. I don't think she was kidnapped, because somebody would have said something by now. You know, it's been 3 days. So, I don't know.
Strange.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to have to try to figure it out. I mean, that's got to be hard on you, especially if you're close to your parents. So, okay, so that's that. All right. Then we got... Oh, this was so weird. So, in New York, this sergeant is on trial because he threw a cooler at a drug suspect, because the drug suspect was going to drive over his friends, and the cooler hit him in the head and killed him. So
he's being tried for murder?
He's getting tried for murder, yeah. They showed a video. Let me see if I can get rid of this. How do I get rid of that? Okay. So here's the video that they were showing. Okay. So there's the cooler. I don't know if it's going to play or not. Let's see. Oh, distressing content. And, yeah, that commercial was a distress to me. How do we get rid of that? Guess we got to wait it out. I didn't have to watch it. When I watched it earlier, I didn't have to watch that commercial. All right, let's get through this commercial here. So the guy was on... okay, here we go. Okay, so we're talking about up here. The guy's going to be up here. I believe that's where... Here's the guy running. And this guy took off on this thing right here. Oh, wait. Where's it at? I saw it. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Where is it? Here. Oh, what happened? What? We got another ad already. Jeez. I didn't have to watch any ads when I watched this before. Maybe it's because I made it too big. They'll do anything to get an extra, whatever, 3 cents.
I can't convince my wife to let me get YouTube TV without the ads.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's the best. Because I use that when I drive too. I use it gives you YouTube music and without ads. Okay. All right. Enough of this. Why are we not 2 ads? That's 3 ads total in a less than a 3-minute video. It's like a 30-second video. Do not buy this whiskey. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't see the... we didn't even see it. What happened here? They didn't show it. I saw it earlier. That's so weird. Let's see if this does again. I'm not going to make it bigger this time. I'm just going to point it out. The guy had a scooter riding drug suspect, and let's see. Okay. So there is him throwing this cooler at the guy in this suspect.
Well, I don't want to seem cold-hearted, but I think he got what he deserved. Not to die.
Well, that's because he almost ran over 2 cops. It says, I thought he was going to kill my guys. It says a NYPD sergeant on trial for fatally hurling a drink cooler at a drug-riding drug suspect took the stand to defend himself Monday, testifying he was trying to save the other officers' lives at the time. I thought he was going to kill my guys. Where he's charged with manslaughter for causing the August 23rd, 2023 death of Eric Dupree. He was going so fast he was going to crash right into them. The officer had been supervising an undercover buy and bust operation. Let's see, here's the thing again. Let's see if it actually shows this time. Well, I wish you could see it. Oh, wait, now you can. Okay, it has a little arrow that comes up. You can watch in the video where the guy comes cruising up. Nah, it didn't do it again. I don't know. I saw it earlier today, and I thought, wow, that's really weird. But he had been supervising an undercover buy and bust operation, and when the prosecutors charged that he recklessly grabbed a full igloo cooler and chucked it at Dupree as he fled the scene on a motorized scooter. As far as I'm concerned, if the guy tries to flee, he's guilty.
You happen to kill him, he's guilty. And if he happens to die in the process, oh well.
And it says after being struck, Dupree crashed into a tree, was flung from the bike, cracking his head on the pavement and dying almost immediately on impact. I don't know. I just think that it's this is a case where I think the cops are being, beat up really bad for something that he had to do. So, it was definitely not on purpose. He didn't try to kill him. He tried to stop him from running over the other people. And the guy shouldn't have driven the scooter on the walkway anyway. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I hope that he was riding so fast and he was braced. He was ready for impact. There's the cooler. I mean, that was a big cooler to throw. So, I don't know. If a guy's trying to run over somebody and he was on the sidewalk too. It'd be one thing if he was on the street and you were trying to throw a cooler at him while he was on the street. I'd have more problems with that because it was he could have possibly not known he was doing something wrong. But if you're driving your scooter on the walkway at a high speed, you're looking for trouble or looking to get out of trouble. So, I don't know. There's a picture of him throwing the cooler to there. It's a really bad picture, but, This one is sick. Parents from hell sent to prison for beheading 2 kids, forcing siblings to watch the carnage. What in the world is going on with people? I mean, okay, it's bad enough you're cutting off the heads of your children, but in front of the other children, what? Why? I don't know. I just don't get it. Someone needs to kill those 2 people, and just, why should we pay for taxes for something like that? I mean, they deserve to die. And those kids, I mean, I feel sorry for those kids. Okay, you need to move this out. There we go. 2 California parents from hell were sentenced to life behind bars Monday on charges they chopped off the heads of the older kids and forced the younger kids to stare at their lifeless bodies. A judge threw the book at the gruesome couple, Maurice Joel Taylor Sr., 39, and Natalie Samuco Brothwell, 49, dishing out sentences of 6 years plus 2 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. There's no reason to do that. Let's just kill them.
Can I make a terrible comment here?
Yes, please do.
They got off easy.
Yes, but they should have been killed. Because people like that, there's no...
They should have been killed by beheading.
Yes. I believe that. The pair was convicted in November of first-degree murder of the 2020 slayings of 12-year-old Maurice and 13-year-old Malika. They also found special circumstance for allegations of multiple murders to be true. So they've killed before. So this time they happen to kill their own kids. So personally, I can't believe they're actually... A 10-year protective order for surviving victims was also issued. There's no reason to do that. Just kill them. I mean, there's no reason to have that. I mean, they killed 2 kids. They're cutting the heads off. That has got to be the most cruel way to kill someone. I don't know. Those kids, they're going to be scarred for life. So I guess they killed this one and left this one and this one to watch. 10 years from now, we're going to hear that this one and this one did something gruesome because, they were scarred for life.
What they scarred for life.
Yeah. It sucks. I don't get it. I can't, I knew I was a bad parent, so I didn't want to be a parent. I knew that, but I would never, ever have killed anyone. But that, I just don't get it. That just is messed up. So, the Grammys did something disgraceful to Cher. I don't know if you know about this or not.
No, I didn't hear this.
And then I'll give you the floor because I just looked at the clock and I said, "Oh, it's after 8 already." Let me see here. Come on up. Come on. Days later. Okay, here we go. So what they did was Cher, who could be Grammy, Cher got a Lifetime Achievement Award. So elder abuse took the stage at the Grammy Awards on Sunday. Superstar Cher, 79, appeared dazed and confused as she appeared on the stage to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award. It was odd. She was on Saturday Night Live the other week, and she looked fine. I mean, she was only singing, but she looked okay. She didn't look like she was very confused. It was an odd, truncated moment in which host Trevor Noah thrust the award into her hand. No speech, no video homage. Cher gave a brief thanks. Then was meant to give out Record of the Year, but baffled about what to do, she awkwardly wandered off stage. She was lured back by Noah, who talked her into reading the winner, Kendrick Lamar and SZA, whatever that is, for the song Luther. Cher said the award was for Luther Vandross. I mean, I think that Cher's probably very confused, and they should have protected her. I mean, wrestlers would have protected the wrestlers, but it's a shame that nobody protects the people in the worst in her situation.
This is just a question, Orton.
Okay.
Could she have been drug induced?
It could have been, but I'm assuming that
she just had a bad episode.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this apparently has been going on for a while. We just don't hear about it because we're not in the business. Because they could have, if they knew she was that bad,
they shouldn't have let her come on stage.
Right, and the minute they found it out, they should have stopped her. Or, maybe that's what they were trying to do, but I feel bad because, to me, Cher, I mean, we grew up to Cher. We all watched the Sonny and Cher show, and we all thought it was a good show. And, she's been around for a long time, and she's really put out some good songs. She's never done anything, never been in the news for bad things. You've never heard anything bad about anything she's ever done. I just think it was disrespectful.
She just goes through men like some people go through a pair of pants.
She likes her men like she likes her kids, young.
Young.
But, that was a long time ago, too. And it's really, I mean, I feel bad for her. So I just think they should have treated her better. So... all right, I'm going to let you have the floor and let you have free reign to talk about whatever.
Right. World's Weekly Brief for February 3rd, 2026.
Okay.
I'm going to start with immigration.
Okay.
And I'm going to take you way back to the Obama years.
Okay.
Obama was against illegal immigration. In 8 years, Obama deported 3.1 million illegal immigrants.
Really? Yes. I don't remember that.
And if you count those turned away at the border, the number exceeds 5 million.
Okay.
53 people died in federal custody.
Wow.
And he separated families.
Okay.
And the Democrats didn't say a peep about it. Not a word. Let's come back to the Biden years.
Okay.
First term, 545,000 returned or removed in 4 years.
Wow.
But he let in 11 to 20 million illegal immigrants over those same 4 years.
Wow.
Now, in Trump's first term, 1 to 1.2 million illegal immigrants were removed or returned to their host countries. This last year, 2025, 622,000 immigrants were removed or returned, far short of the stated goal of 1 million per year in his second term.
Wow.
So he's not doing what he said he was going to do. He's been hampered. Now, today's Republicans, they want no amnesty, giving nothing to any immigrant. Everyone goes home, especially criminal aliens. No voting rights, no government assistance. This is where they stand. Traditional Americans like the country the way it was in 1965. They want fair immigration with hardworking immigrants, but not what Biden did. They resist immigrants' effect on our elections. Ronald Reagan was voted in as governor of California twice, 8-year term, because of the immigrants and the Americans that want government assistance for life. It could never happen again. Okay. The traditional Americans, conservative Americans, are dug in and won't budge. Democrats, today's Democrats, everyone wants stays unless they commit a crime. But even some don't even believe that. They want criminals to stay here too. Amnesty for all, voting rights for all, government assistance for all. The economy might not be the issue in the midterms, but fundraising on the midterm election on immigration, they think that's the winning topic. Because the economy's getting better. So they don't think they can win on the economy. They think they can win on this. But they want amnesty, voting rights, and government assistance for every immigrant. That's where they stand. Foreign money is flowing into the United States to support dissent. Okay? There's this guy named Neville Roy Singham. I talked about him last week. A billionaire tech who lives in Shanghai, China. He works in concert with the communist government there. He is pumping tens of millions of dollars into the United States to foster rebellion. He uses a U.S. nonprofit called Breakthrough News to funnel money to a few 501c3 nonprofits and far-left organizations. The money comes from China. The organizations pay protesters to go out and commit mayhem. It's the Party for Social Justice and Liberation, the Democratic Socialists of America, Freedom Road Socialist Organizations, Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee, and Black Lives Matter. They're the organizations that pay people to riot or create mayhem. And that's what you're seeing in Minnesota today. Singham and the radical left is just as responsible for the 2 deaths, Alex Pretti and Renee Good, as anybody else.
Right.
And China is also responsible for that.
Okay.
China's trying to disrupt the U.S. government and bring it down. And these radical lefts are doing the same thing. Now, in Pretti's case, he may have been murdered.
No, I want to talk about that a little later, too.
Okay. I mean, he might have been. I don't know. But this Singham is just as responsible for that man's death.
Right.
There's no compromise possible on immigration reform. The last reform was in 1952. It's a culture issue, not a policy issue. Okay. You will never see an immigration reform in this country.
Okay.
Because the two are divided so much.
Yeah.
and it's a shame.
It is.
Well, why don't you talk about Pretti then?
Okay, well, let me find the article here. Hold on. Okay. Is that the only article I have? No, there's 3 of them. Okay, let me bring this down to the other articles so they're all together. Okay. First thing I want to say was his shooting death was ruled a homicide. I don't think that's a big surprise. The 2 border agents that fatally shot Pretti were placed on administrative leave Saturday, and the Department of Homeland Security said yesterday the timeline marked a departure from a previous statement by the CBP official Greg Bovino, suggesting that the agents were working in another city to protect their safety. The news comes as videos unearthed yesterday showed a confrontation between Pretti and the federal officers at a protest 11 days before his death. Pretti was recorded spitting at agents and breaking a taillight on an SUV, and he was tackled to the ground. A lawyer for Pretti's family released a statement that nothing happened that week before Pretti's death could have justified Alex's killing. Separately, officials arrested the man suspected of using a syringe to spray on the unidentified substance at Rep. Ilhan Omar. Tuesday, Omar was calling for Homeland Security Kristi Noem to step down when she was charged on stage. So this article here that I'm going to bring up says that Pretti was no protester. Here's who's to blame for his death. As soon as it comes up. Should come up quicker than that. So, I don't know if you saw any of these videos or not, but he was not just a guy in the street. He was not just a guy that was protesting. He was a paid protester.
No, he was a paid protester, and he came for trouble.
Right. And he found it. But it's sad because he also was a nurse, I believe. And
he was an ICU nurse.
Yeah, he could not have, See, that's the problem. People put their freaking nose where it don't belong. And Pretti wasn't killed while protesting. This is a common description of what he was doing on Minneapolis. These freaking commercials come up all the time, and it's in my way. What he was doing in Minneapolis Saturday when a confrontation with federal immigration officers ended in his tragic shooting. If Pretti had been a mere protester, he would have likely been alive today. Now that we've seen videos of an earlier struggle with federal agents and learned more about organized nature of anti-ICE resistance, it's become clear that a better word for Pretti was agitator, or perhaps operative. A protester, as typically understood, is someone who is making a point, often as part of a gathering of other like-minded people, and usually, but not always, in opposition to something. A protester might hold a sign outside a coal-fired power plant calling for it to shut down. He might go to Union Square Park to hear speeches from bullhorns whenever something happens that outrages the left. He might march against the Iraq War or the Vietnam War or in favor of Hamas. This kind of activity is not to everyone's taste. Personally, I hate the drums and chants, but there's no doubt that is a legitimate form of political advocacy. Depending on the case, it can be even admirable. What we've seen in Minneapolis, though, is quite often different. Run-of-the-mill protesters don't seek out federal agents and harass and obstruct them. They don't follow and block their vehicles. They don't establish a robust communications network to deploy resources and create maximum disruption law enforcement operations. Pretti was part of this effort, which is more a form of low-level and, by and large, nonviolent insurgency than convenient or conventional protest. In his first confrontation with agents 11 days before his death, Pretti was every bit an anti-ACE street brawler. He challenged at close quarters an agent to assault him while screaming insults at him. He spat on a federal vehicle and kicked out a taillight. If Pretti was an observer in the euphemism preferred by anti-ICE politicians and activists, he was observing how much unhinged behavior he could get away with. There's no doubt that at this event he was a violent instigator. After Pretti damaged the vehicle, agents got out and pushed him to the ground. For the talk of ICE being equal to the Gestapo, they didn't even bother to arrest him, despite his having committed a crime. If he had been arrested and charged, he might have shown up at the other. He might never have shown up at the other ICE operation, and might still be with us today. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the Pretti we know made it a practice to court violent encounters with federal agents while armed was incredibly irresponsible. Because he had a gun with him, and that probably doesn't help his case.
He never identified that he had a gun.
Right.
If I'm packing and I'm in a tussle with a federal agent, I'm going to identify that I have a gun immediately.
I wouldn't go to a place.
I don't want to get shot.
I wouldn't.
The other thing was, you're right. You wouldn't even have brought the gun.
Right. I mean, that gives the other side a reason to be able to shoot you. You know, if you don't have a gun, then you have, all they can do is take you away and beat you up a little bit and throw you in a jail cell. If you have a gun, you're looking at a different type of situation. So, I really think that is something that tells me a little bit more than anything else. I mean, it's weird because now, you remember we used to talk about if you said something like, "Hey, I got my new Tesla," and then 100,000 other people would say, you're Gestapo, you're all the negative things, no matter, you're just saying how good it is to have a new car and stuff, and everyone's attacking you. Well, in this case, you can't defend the fact that that guy had a gun. He had a plan. Whatever his plan was, it didn't work. But he was poor. If he just had the gun on him by coincidence, which would be doubtful, but by coincidence, it was a bad move. So I can't feel as sorry for him as I felt before, because all of these things that's coming out now, and this is by the New York Post. So I mean, this isn't like, New York Post is fairly good at being, down the middle. They often, I mean, I find that they say both sides a lot of times. So I don't know. I
wish he wasn't dead.
Me too.
I wish the officers won the shot.
Yes.
But he made some fatal errors.
Yes, he did.
And he brought about the situation himself. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing is these agitators.
Yeah.
They make tens of thousands of dollars a year.
Jeez.
Professional agitators.
I can't imagine doing that.
They're not protesters. I have no problem with protesters.
Right.
I have problems with the agitators.
Yeah, because they're there for just one reason. They're not trying to get change. They don't care about change. Because if there's change, they're not going to have anything to do.
No, they'll have to go get a regular job.
Yeah. I would never do one of those jobs. Never, ever, ever. If I don't believe in something, I don't want to be there because there's going to be trouble. So, this is a proof that you keep to yourself and do the right thing and stay out of things. I mean, unless you believe in it, unless that's what you believe in. But even if he believed in it, if he was smart, he wouldn't have had a gun with him. And he wouldn't have been kicking the cars. He wouldn't have been breaking the cars. And he wouldn't have been,
And when they pushed that woman to the ground, he got in between and started fighting with the ICE or the Border Patrol agents.
Right.
He got in there and he started tussling with them with a gun in his concealed gun.
Right.
You're asking for trouble.
Right. He got what he...
It's not smart. It's not smart.
No, it's not. And he's become a martyr, but I don't think... there's nobody that's going to feel... There are people that are seeing the wrong side. I mean, I'm not on either side of this. I mean, I believe there are people that should go, because if they're here illegally and they're not contributing, or they're lawbreakers and stuff, yeah, they should go. But if they contribute to the like the Somalians, I go back to that, because where are they going to go? They can't go back to Somalia, and if they are contributing to society, they've had 30 years to get their acts together. If they are contributing to society, let them stay. But if they caused any trouble, then let them go. I mean, there's no place to send them to. You can't send them back to a country where they were leaving because they were fearing their lives. That'd be like sending people to Hamas that are not, to one of the areas where they're fighting. You can't do it.
It'd be like sending a Jew to Iran.
Right. Okay. That's a better one. Yeah. That's the kind of thing I was trying to come up with, but I don't know. I feel really bad because nobody wants to see anybody dying. I mean, I just don't. And it says here, he was fortunate that at the first struggle, he didn't escalate into something much more hazardous to him. The firearm wouldn't have been an issue in the second incident. Meanwhile, if he had really been protesting, but if that were the case, he would have stayed on the sidewalk, held up a sign, and chanted, "ICE, go home." And the officers might have been annoyed, but there would have not been an interaction potentially to go wrong.
And he'd be alive today.
Yeah. These people that think that they're going to make a difference by becoming... I mean, the thing is, I always believe in letting the person prove that they are wrong. And this person here proved he was wrong by having the gun. Let people go long enough, they'll hang themselves. They'll prove that they're not doing the right thing. And unfortunately,
when I used to shoot, I carried the ammo in the front of the car and the gun locked in the trunk. And I got pulled over, and I identified that I had a weapon in the trunk.
Yeah.
It's in the trunk and locked up.
Right.
I identified. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
He walked in there with a gun and never identified.
No.
That's stupid. Plain ass stupid.
Well.
You know who else is responsible for his death?
Who?
It's the governor and the mayor, because they refuse to allow police to go in to do crowd control. Border Patrol agents and ICE are not trained in crowd control.
Right.
And they refuse to allow state police or city police to go in and do crowd control.
That's crazy.
They're responsible too.
Wow.
But I want immigration reform.
Okay.
I want reform, but we're never going to get it. We haven't gotten it since 52. And that's just wrong.
Right.
It's just wrong. But neither side will give in to compromise.
Right.
Neither side.
Well.
So let's go to Cuba. Have you heard anything about Cuba?
No.
Okay. U.S. military is tightening the noose on Cuba with a potential naval blockade and crippling oil sanctions after Maduro's fall, pushing the regime towards collapse or capitulation. The blockade of Cuba was in 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis when John Kennedy was president. Cuba's been doing a soft war against the United States for decades, sending fentanyl, laced cocaine to U.S. shores. And we know this for certain because we got the hard drives from Maduro's lair testifying to the fact that tens of thousands of pounds of this drug is flooding our country. We have proof, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Also, in Venezuela, 32 Cuban security officers and soldiers were killed by Delta Force when they went in to capture Maduro, an operation absolute result. Venezuela was propped up and supported by Cuban intel, security forces, weapons, doctors, and supplies in exchange for discount oil. Cuba was the brains behind the Maduro drug operation. Hugo Carrujar, Venezuelan spy chief, informed our CIA that Cuba, Russia, and Venezuela had multiple regular meetings about how to do this. Cuba is as bad as Venezuela towards the United States.
And for a longer time. They've been...
for a longer time.
Yeah.
Cuba was getting 60% of its oil from Venezuela. Now that has stopped.
Okay.
40% of its oil comes from Mexico. That's still happening. But they only have 15 to 20 days of oil reserves left. If we do the blockade, they're toast. Right?
Okay.
The Trump administration has put tariffs on any nation supporting Cuba with oil. Mexico is in trouble with Trump.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The Cuba's in more trouble. Power outages out up to 20 hours a day are running across the country. Wow. Hospitals are going dark and are scrambling. Food is frozen and refrigerated food is rotting in grocery stores.
Wow.
Cars and motorcycles are not moving. Buses aren't taking people to work, school, or jobs. It's a bad situation. It's becoming a humanitarian crisis. Cuba and Trump are supposed to be talking. Witkoff, the at-large ambassador for Trump, is playing hardball at the moment. Mexico is trying to arbitrate the crisis. Cuba is screaming genocide and telling its people to prepare for war. Wow. Russia and China are calling the blockade illegal. Russia is flying cargo planes carrying something into Cuba at a fast clip. They might be bringing fast attack boats to add to Cuba's fleet, small subs to attack warships, cruise missiles, Iranian drones. It's asymmetrical warfare against our big enemy. Cuba reportedly has no air defense systems at present. Russia may be flying in some. Also, they might be bringing in electronic jamming technology to jam our drones and aircraft. If talks fail, Cuba will go down swinging to prop up its dictator. We have jamming technology, microwave technology against their drones, and we can shoot down the Tomahawk cruise missiles. And we have other tech to overcome Cuban offense. We're doing ISR. ISR is a military acronym for intelligence, surveillance, and recon. And we're doing that right now with stealth drones and aircraft. It's a very tense situation. We could be at war in Cuba any second.
That would be a short war, I think.
It would be a very short war, but we'd be at war.
Yeah, and if they all attack us at the same time at different places, that could be an issue.
It could be an issue. Greenland. You want to hear about Greenland?
Let's hear about Greenland.
I have more stuff on Greenland. Trump in Denmark has a framework for an agreement in Greenland. It's unlimited military access and limited access to critical minerals. They're going to share the profit of critical minerals. The reason why we can now get to the critical minerals is because of climate change.
Okay.
Climate change is the glaciers are receding because of climate change. And the ground is becoming available now. And there are critical minerals all through Greenland.
Wow.
That's why Trump wanted it so bad.
Okay.
But now we have a framework. But Russia's not happy. Poor Russia is not happy. They don't want more American bases in Greenland because they run their submarines and warships by Greenland to get into the Atlantic Ocean. They don't want them trapped.
Okay.
Okay? And they don't want the Golden Dome missile defense system there either because it could shoot down their missiles.
Okay.
China doesn't like it. Bad for China because they want access to critical minerals themselves.
Right.
See, we get 90% of our critical minerals from China. They like that. They hold it over our heads. If they cut the critical minerals, we lose our cell phones.
Okay.
And most of our technology. We got to find critical minerals somewhere else. They don't like the fact that there's so many critical minerals in green. Okay. Also, Belt and Road Initiative. That's China's inroad into the Middle East and into Central America.
Okay.
And this hinders those actions. It's good for the U.S., though, but bad for them.
Okay.
So Greenland is still a topic to be talked about. How about Russia and Ukraine? I'll end with this.
Okay.
Russia, this Center for Strategic and International Studies has determined through British and American intel and open source battlefield assessments the following casualty estimate for the 4-year war. 1.2 million Russians have been killed, wounded, or are missing. Of that, 325,000 are dead.
Wow.
Ukraine, between 50 and 600,000 killed, wounded, or missing. 100,000 to 140,000 are dead.
Wow.
It's estimated that in the 4-year war, 1.8 million casualties have taken place.
Wow.
It's the largest number since World War II.
Jeez. That's
It's a
crazy.
killing field.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Russia routinely understates its casualties. Now, they draw from non-white regions of the country, not from Moscow and St. Petersburg area. They draw Chechens, they draw non-whites. They also use criminals, debtors, North Koreans, and they use large monetary inducements for men to fight. Right?
Okay.
War is fought. They're fighting this war where they only advance a dozen feet per day.
Wow.
It's World War I all over again. It's trench warfare. There are no sweeping victories. It's just unimaginable attrition of people. Yet Russia clothes 1/5 of Ukraine. Ukraine has a much smaller population to draw from. And it's estimated that 650,000 military-aged men have defected from the Ukraine since 2022 when the war started.
Jeez.
Ukraine can't keep this up any longer. Now, Russia. Russia's economy is weakening by the month. It has economic, military, and democratic strength because they don't have people anymore to fight. Slow progress on the battlefield, high casualty rates, and economic erosion has weakened it. But it still has nukes and a large modern Navy and Air Force. But its army is outdated.
Wow.
They can't sell their army products anywhere anymore. The tech sector is behind the West. Manufacturing is behind the West and declining. Only discounted oil can be used to prop up the government.
Wow.
And there's no peace in sight. It's a killing field over there.
Yeah.
And there's no peace in sight. Putin, the mass murderer Putin, won't settle.
Wow. That's scary.
It is scary.
I mean, even though it's not directly part of that, it's not directly at us. It affects us, and that is a concern. So That's boy, that's a lot to think about. Oh boy.
Well, it just goes to show that. It just goes to show that people are evil. People are evil, Mike.
Yes, they are. Absolutely.
Hey, I got one more I want to share with
Go
you.
ahead.
I'm bringing it up now.
Go ahead.
If I can find it. I lost it.
We'll keep looking for it, and if you find it, we'll put it back in. I mean, it's...
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
This is funny. It's a religious thing.
Okay.
Pope Pius II. Do you know what he did?
No.
Pope Pius II was alive in 1458.
Okay.
He assumed the papacy. All right? And
Okay.
in 1464, he wrote a racy romance novel.
Okay.
It was the third best book in that year. A racy romance novel.
Wow.
Now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Now, before I ask the question, popes don't get married.
Okay.
Popes don't have affairs with women.
Okay.
Priests don't get married. Priests don't have affairs with women. Little boys, maybe, but not women.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Okay.
That's a shot at Catholic. That's a shot at Catholic priests. I'm sorry. I got to apologize to Todd because he's a well-meaning Catholic. I got to apologize to him.
Okay.
But anyhow, what would he know about a racy novel between a man and a woman?
He's never had a woman at all?
Never had a woman at all.
Good imagination?
Good imagination, I guess.
Because they didn't have a lot of... It's not like you could go to the adult bookstore. They didn't have those in, what did you say, 1400s?
Nope. 1400s.
Maybe he's a time traveler.
Maybe. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear about some of the 7 world's most bizarre jobs?
Sure.
Okay. How about a professional mourner? When somebody dies, you bring in all the mourners and you pay them to mourn for you. Now, in Israel, that was, 2,000 years ago in Israel, that was common.
You know, if Alex Pretti would have done that, he would have been all right.
He would have been all right. King Herod, now, he was a king of the Jews 2,000 years ago.
Okay.
He was hated. He was hated by everybody.
Okay.
Right? Now, because he was a traitor. He was a traitor.
Okay.
And he worked for Rome, and he was a traitor. And he was Jewish, and he married a Gentile. And the Jews hated it. It's hated by everybody. Even the Romans hated him. Now, before he died, he ordered the killing of every top official in his kingdom. And he hired mourners so that there would be tears. The people that were crying for the officials and professional mourners would cry at his funeral.
Wow.
That's one sick, evil human being.
I can't even understand that. I mean, personally, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You're not, Michael, you're not sick or evil.
Yeah.
You're a little bizarre, but you're not sick and evil.
And everything, I don't wish bad on anyone.
No.
And just kind of, I don't know. I just don't get it. Why we all can't just get along, you know?
It's called sin, Mike.
I
sin
guess.
works its way out in many ways.
I guess so.
Hey, would you like to be a snake milker?
Maybe if I run out of things to do.
There are professional snake milkers who get poisonous venom from snakes to use in anti-venom production and pharmaceutical development.
I personally don't want to be that close to a snake.
No, me neither.
I've been
a professional. Go ahead.
I've been close to a lot of snakes, and most of them are on 2 legs. But you know, I don't like being close to them either.
That's good, Mike. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
How about a professional line stander? You know, like when the newest sneaker show comes out and everybody's in line to get the new first sneaker when the new sneaker comes out. You have professional line standers who will go and sit there all night long to get your place in line.
Sure. I mean, if they want to do that, what do you think they charge for something like that, though? What do you think they'd make for that?
Know.
I mean, it'd be worth it if you're.
For a fee, but it doesn't. I mean, it's a $50 minimum for 2 hours of waiting.
So I mean, if I wanted something bad enough and I didn't want to wait in line, you know, depending what it is, I would pay that. You know, let's say it was for a ticket for WrestleMania. You know, I don't want to wait in line for, you know, hours and hours and hours. I would love to find someone to stand there and wait in line for me. So that, you know, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. How about a golf ball diver?
If you know, the way I look at it is if you are so attached to that golf ball.
Yeah, these are professionals.
But
200 million golf balls are lost each year into water. These guys can make between $50,000 and $100,000 a year. They dive at the bottom of these ponds.
What?
For golf balls.
I think that's weird.
Now, Mike, they do it in Florida. Do you know what's in those ponds?
Yeah, there's gators and
alligators.
There's also pythons. Yeah.
How about this? Watching paint dry.
No.
Yes.
Not
That's
for me.
Profession. It's a profession that can earn between $25,000 and $50,000 a year. You watch paint dry and you look for cracks, color changes, and particles on walls.
Hey, there's something for. See, now, why couldn't Alex Pretti do that? He could have been paid to do that. That's crazy.
How about a professional sleeper?
Oh, I'd like that one.
Mattress manufacturers hire professional sleepers to try out their products.
They probably like me because I got problems sleeping. So if I find a good bed, you know, I'd be telling people.
The European Space Agency has put out calls for professional sleepers, offering $19,000 to anyone willing to stay in bed for at least 2 months to research how the body changes in weightlessness.
I don't think I can do that.
$19,000 for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for 2 weeks or 2 months?
2 months.
Okay. Yeah, that's too much. I got too much stuff to do. I couldn't give up my calendar for that long.
How about a pet food taster?
A what?
A pet food taster. Yep. It sounds gross, but when pet food tasters are given a fresh can of cat or dog food to try, they don't tend to scarf the whole thing down. They're more likely to sample it without actually swallowing it.
That's okay.
Which is enough to evaluate the food for its consistency, its smell, and its flavor. You can do it part-time or be a professional full-time position.
That's really weird.
Sound
well,
good?
people that say they can't find a job, they should talk to you. I mean, back in the day when I was looking for a job, back in the day when I was in my 20s or whatever, I would have done a lot of those jobs.
Just looking for a job.
Yeah.
Hey, you know when your dog wags its tail, can you tell the difference in what it's saying?
Sometimes.
How about a full wag, body wag? What's that tell you?
I would think they're excited to be around somebody.
They're excited when you come home.
Yeah.
Or they're excited when you're going to feed them.
Right.
Or give them a walk.
Right.
Right. How about when it's slow and low?
Sounds like they're probably scared.
Yes, they're uncertain of what's going to happen next. How about high and stiff? Yes, I'm talking about their tail, Michael.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out what that is. I mean, that wouldn't be. Is that at attention? Is that at?
It's alertness, dominance, and aggression.
Okay.
If you walk into a dog and his tail is stiff and high, you don't want to move very much.
Okay.
Because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Right.
If they wag to the right of the body, it's positive emotions.
Okay.
That means they love you.
Okay. I think we're going to have a pair of dogs down here as we're speaking. I think the dogs are headed down here.
Right now, huh?
Yeah, I see one of them, and I think the other one's coming too. They knocked down the.
Treat.
I figured with the gate, I didn't have to lock it in, and I just put something against it, and it didn't work because I see the little one. So they better be good.
How about when they wag to the left?
I don't know. I didn't.
Stress and anxiety.
Okay. Interesting.
And if their tail's between their legs.
Oh, they're afraid of something.
They're afraid, or they're nervous, or it's submission.
Yeah. Yeah, my dogs are pretty good. They're not. I mean, Winston has some issues with jealousy, and he gets really upset because he thinks that, that Cheyenne's going to get more than him, or is going to take something that he has, or whatever it is. That, she doesn't care. She just does her thing. She does whatever she wants, and he gets crazy about things. He is so jealous of her, and it's just crazy. Oh, it says they've been crying. Well, Winston's been crying. That's what she said. So I guess he's been upstairs crying because I'm down here. So you know how it goes. You have dogs.
I know how it goes.
Yeah. Your dogs are a little different because they, you put them in you get other people to watch them and stuff. We don't really have anybody to watch our dogs, so we're not away for real long periods of time, but like sometimes Fridays or Saturdays, or Fridays and Saturdays, we're away a little bit longer because we got to go to Jersey or whatever. But for the most part, we're here for them most of the time. Somebody is. So they don't have much to worry about, and I have feeders that if we're going to be late, I can activate them via my phone, and they'll get fed while we're not here. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, that way we don't have to.
How about peeing and pooping?
They've got the pet entrance; they can come and go as they please. So
that solves all the problems.
Yeah, well, that's where the problem was earlier, when they were getting out because of the break in the fence. I had to figure out where they were leaving, getting out, and all that. But I repaired it since then, so we haven't had any problems since then. So that's an important thing, though, because you don't want them to be doing too much on their own. So, but I've got two pretty good dogs, so I don't have too much to worry about with these guys. So they're loved, and they know they're loved, and Cheyenne's better now. She's kept injuring her back paw. And she was like, I thought she was not going to be able to walk for a while, and she's gotten up and getting around, and she's okay now. So I'm happy about that, because she's my baby. I'd be devastated, She's a big part of my life, so don't want anything to happen to her. But I know at some point I got to cross that bridge, but it's not going to be, not for a while yet. So
yeah, no, it's hard.
All right, what else you got?
No, that's about it.
Okay, well, I got a bunch of stuff.
You got anything on Trump?
Oh, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Okay, here we go.
What did Mr. Trump do now?
Well, this is somehow concerning him. Not every article is about him, But Trump assassination bombshell. West Virginia librarian 39 arrested for allegedly trying to recruit people on TikTok to kill the president. Yeah, somehow I don't think that was a good idea. A librarian in West Virginia has been arrested for allegedly attempting to recruit people on TikTok to assassinate President Donald Trump. Morgan L. Morrow, 39, shared a video on a popular social media app which was interpreted as a call for Trump's death. As a result, she was arrested and charged with 1 count of threats of terroristic acts on Monday, January 26th. So she isn't the smartest person. She put it on TikTok. Yeah, surely
they don't play around with this thing.
Yeah, I think I was so stupid. She said, surely a sniper with a terminal illness can't be asked out of a $343 million. She said in the video, which landed her in handcuffs. And then it says, according to a Facebook post from Jackson County's West Virginia Sheriff's Department, the 39-year-old was arrested following an investigation into a social media recruitment of individuals to pursue and assassinate the president. Following a detailed evening investigation by deputies in Jackson County Bureau of Investigations, Morgan Morrow, 39, of Ripley, has been detained, arrested, and transported to the SCRJ following a social media recruitment of individuals to pursue and assassinate the president. Further details will be released. What's that?
No, go ahead. I'll speak out.
It says further details will be released as we continue to compile facts and further investigation. Morrow is charged with 1 count of terroristic threats, and police investigate the librarian's TikTok post. The Facebook post included a disclaimer reading, "Note, this is not meant to be political oriented statement. This is an active criminal investigation with documentation and troubling concerns. Stay safe and stay warm, everyone." According to the criminal complaint on January 25th, deputies learned of an alleged threat of violence directed towards an unknown individual, which is believed to be a public official. When you saddle up the horse of stupidity, you have to be prepared for the ride that follows. We're just trying to do our part in making sure that it's not acted upon. There's no one that's following her footsteps to try and carry out the plan. And so, I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, in today's world, don't be that stupid where you're out in the public talking about this stuff. I mean, it's crazy enough that you're thinking of doing this, and someone that's a librarian, you would think she would be somewhat educated, but that doesn't have to be true. But deputies were informed that the complaint stemmed from a video posted on a public TikTok account, which allegedly belonged to Jackson County public library employee. The complaint detailed Morrow's statement from the video, and authorities were said to have reviewed the context, and wording of the post, and interpreted the statement to be a message of encourage and advocate for the assassination. As the post was reviewed, Jackson County deputies, the Jackson County Bureau of Investigations, and the Ravenswood Police Department were sent to Morrow's home. She was detained and transported to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department for future investigation. So she ruined her life just by being an idiot and saying stupid stuff. The thing is, you should keep, you really should be, if you really feel that you want to see something done, you don't do it in public. That's about the dumbest way to do it. So, it's not that she should have done it at all, but
no, but she should have. Not that she should have done it at all.
Right.
But if you're going to do it, you go on the dark web.
Right. It's crazy. I mean, she was read her Miranda rights. She admitted to writing the post and statement on social media and claimed it was intended as a threat directed towards Trump. during an interview with the police. The complaint further claimed Morrow shared her personal reasons for wishing harm upon the president, and they were not detailed in the file. Police said while Morrow alleged she never personally intended to carry out any threat against the president, such a message is designed to encourage, inspire, or entice others to carry out the threatened act, regardless of whether the speaker publicly intends to do so. The thing is, she did do one thing. She got herself some free room and board. So,
yes.
She did actually.
Got herself some publicity, and all publicity is good publicity.
That's right. That's correct. I asked her that while she's serving time, and she'll blame him for the time that she has to spend in that. It just was not not smart at all. You would think that someone working in a library would be hopefully a little book smart, but it isn't the case. So,
no. What I was going to say is there are some precincts in this country that wouldn't find her guilty. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. I would think that there would be. She's 39. She should be an adult. She should act like an adult. Her temper tantrum is going to cost her more than it would be to keep her mouth shut. And that's what, I don't get why. You don't have to tell everybody everything you're thinking. You could be thinking things, and if you keep it to yourself, nobody's going to get hurt, and you're not going to lose your job. You're not going to lose, you're not going to go to jail. Just keep it to yourself, because she wasn't going to do anything. She didn't look like she was a terrorist. She didn't have the guts to do it herself. So, why would you entice someone else to do it when you can't? If you can't do it yourself, then shut up. That's the way I feel. I'm glad she didn't entice anyone. And if she had been following the news, there has been some people that have attempted that, and they were not successful. So, just sometimes you just got to keep your mouth shut and keep your opinions to yourself, because it's just stupid. And things like that could begin to, you might hit that one psycho that hears it and say, oh, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that because she needs him gone, whatever it is. Or maybe they have the same opinion, but aren't willing to do it because whatever reason, and then sees her thing and says, maybe that's what I should do. Or maybe you get some guy that says, hey, I could be famous, like a Charles Manson which would, do things just to be famous. There's people out there that do that stuff. And what right do you have to take someone else's life? You don't have a right to do that. If you don't like him, don't vote for him and, advocate against his reelection. Don't have to worry about that, but, well, at least not at this point. I don't know. I just think that people should be a little smarter about things. And if people are smart, what you do is get a group of people. Tell people, start a movement, but not to kill people. Start a movement to change things. And that is the way I feel that it should be done. And do things the right way instead of the wrong way. So that's my opinion. And that's
a good opinion.
And I'm not alone in that opinion, I'm sure. So there's just the people that gotta. She probably felt good because she was able to say that, and now she sounds like one of the people that would advocate that and makes her feel better because she feels special. I don't know. I just would never. I don't think that there's any reason to call for someone's death except if you cut your children's heads off and show it to your other children. That I say we should kill them. So,
hey, the Bible talks about keeping your mouth shut. The book of Proverbs says that you look like you have wisdom when your mouth doesn't move.
Yes,
that's a bad interpretation, but that's what they're saying.
But it's funny if you talk about there's some people that. I listen to self-help videos a lot of times. Basically, they help me learn to stand up for myself. They help me learn the wrong things to say. They've helped me a lot over the years. And a friend of mine always would say, "I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean that." Or I'm sorry to have to tell you this. I'm sorry to this. I'm sorry about that. And I started sending them to him. I said, you lose a lot of power by saying you're sorry all the time. You don't have to say you're sorry, especially for something you didn't do. You can't be sorry for everything. Like that woman sorry that President Trump is in office. Well, you don't have to be sorry. You didn't vote for him. So, just say what you really mean. And, I started sending him to him, and he's starting to become powerful now because he's starting to understand you don't need to apologize for everything. There's times to talk, there's times to be quiet. And you got to know the difference between them. It's like, why would I come to you knowing that you're, say you were a hard-nosed Republican? I'm not going to come to you and start talking about Democrats because I know what your opinion is. So why would I do that? It's better just to remain quiet, let you do what you say, or let you say what you want to say. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't want to argue with you. So, or if you're same as if you're a hard-nosed Democrat, and I don't want to talk about, why would I talk about Trump if I know you're a hard-nosed Democrat? Because nothing Trump does would be approved by you. So why would I do that? That's just not even, there's no reason to waste my time. There's a time to talk. There's a time to stay quiet. And the things that I've learned is that there's a time that sometimes you got to determine whether or not it's worth even talking about, because there are things that you're not going to gain anything except an argument. So anytime I see any political things on Facebook, I won't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I will never post anything political on any of my social media because I don't care. I don't care what you think. It only matters what I think. And I don't want to push my stuff onto you, and I don't want you pushing your stuff onto me. So I just don't talk about it. So, but
I haven't put any political on Facebook in so long, I can't remember when I stopped.
It's
a waste of time.
Yeah, it's a waste of time because everyone has their opinions, and you're not going to change anybody's opinion because everybody's right and everybody's wrong. And I don't care, and I don't want to get in the middle of those. I don't care. I don't care that important. It's not that important to me what someone else thinks about that, because I have my opinions, and there's not a thing you're going to say that's going to change my opinion. And so anyway, all right. So a person was shot at the Border Patrol, flown to the hospital in critical condition. This is let's see. The details are limited. It says, but the Pima County Sheriff's Department confirmed that federal officers shot someone near the U.S.-Mexico border in a sparsely populated area. Deputies say they're jointly investigating the shooting along with the FBI and U.S. Customs Border Protection. The person who was shot was flown to Arivaca, a community of less than 500, a hospital in Tucson, Arizona. It's about 60 miles south of Tucson and is largely surrounded by miles of barren Sonoran desert. The press conference on Tuesday, FBI Special Agent Heath Jenk identified the person who was shot as Patrick Gary Schlegel, a 34-year-old resident of Arizona. While reacting to an active alien smuggling matter, CBP agents came into contact with the subject. During the attempt to apprehend him, the subject used a firearm to shoot a manned CBP helicopter. The subject continued to flee on foot while being pursued by CBP agents who returned fire. Jenk and Schlegel underwent surgery after being flown to the hospital. The condition is listed as serious but stable. Schlegel has significant criminal history, including an active federal arrest warrant for escape related to federal alien smuggling conviction. So, in any case, the guy's not going to be smuggling for a little while. What else we got? We got, come on, let me delete this. Come on. All right, then we got, the Melania documentary.
That is done very well.
Apparently, over 7 million in domestic box office. Biggest non-music documentary debut in over a decade. Comes after Amazon spent $75 million to buy and promote the film. So, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I want to watch that or not. I don't really know enough about why we care about Melania, but yeah, I mean.
Well, she's a pretty accomplished woman. I think she speaks 7 languages.
Okay.
And she's wealthy in her own right. And she's accomplished a lot.
Okay.
And but whether I care about a documentary about her is another story.
Yeah, that's when I mean, I don't know. Nobody ever talks about her because, they just say that she's arm candy.
Yep.
So, it says here the Melania Trump.
She's pretty smart though. She sleeps in separate bedrooms. So.
I don't blame her. It says the documentary was acquired by tech giant, which operates a streaming service of Prime Video for an estimated $40 million, and reports suggest the company spent nearly the same price tag marketing. Ticket sales were driven by women and moviegoers over 55, with demographics accounting for 70% or more of receipts. Additionally, rural theaters represented 46% of the box office. Typically, these theaters, which operate in areas with populations of fewer than 500,000 people, account for around 30% of movie tickets. So, I mean, apparently they like it.
Think about it. It's poor, rural America.
Yeah.
Conservative havens.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a 99% Rotten Tomatoes popcorn meter, and that's pretty good. I don't see too many 99s out of them. So it might be pretty good. I don't know. I'll probably
go back up a second. Go back up a little bit.
What are we looking for?
What did it say about critic responses were scathing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Melania holds an 11% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from 19 reviews. Well, it says, while review sites have been flooded with a strong audience, Rotten Tomatoes popcorn meter stands at 99% with more than 500 users. Critics' responses were scathing. 11% rating. I don't know. Does that means 11% were the critics, I guess?
Yeah, they were the critics. They called it propaganda.
Okay.
A lot of people get bad ratings from critics. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So I've seen some good movies get scathing marks, and I've seen some pretty bad movies get good remarks. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Well, they say don't pay attention to the critics.
Yeah, I think you should watch something.
Pay attention to the box office.
I think if you like it, you're gonna. I mean, I don't want to be jaded and going into a movie. So, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, wants transparency in the alleged murder trial. So there's the kid that did it. Erica wants the cards on the table when the guy charged with killing Charlie Kirk stands trial. In other words, Erica's calling for transparency when Tyler Robinson is put on trial for the murder, and she wants the public to have access to the evidence as it is presented in court. Erica is urging the court to allow public and the media to view the courtroom as long as it's consistent with Robinson's right to a fair trial. As you know, Charlie was killed and shot and killed in Utah Valley University campus. In September 2025, and following an extensive manhunt, Robinson turned himself in to authorities. I mean, he's not going to get. I don't even understand. I can't understand what he wants out of this whole thing. He killed the guy. He turned himself in. What does, I mean, he knows he's going to go to jail, I would imagine.
He doesn't want life in prison. He doesn't want the death penalty.
He should be life in prison, or he should be killed because he killed somebody. So he knowingly killed somebody. So in my eyes, that's all I need to know. But that's just me. But I'm just I don't know.
You know how I feel. I agree with you.
You know, I hate to see anyone have to die because of, you know, I hate to see anyone especially be murdered like that. But what could you do to a person that has murdered someone like that? I mean, there's nothing else you could do in fairness to that person. Now, I'm sure Charlie Kirk, if he were alive yet and had to determine what to do with the guy, he'd probably be nice enough to leave him live. But I don't see any reason to. The guy has very little regard to life. I mean, it's not like Charlie was a problem.
Not to seem cold-hearted, but I don't want to spend the money to keep him alive.
Yes, that's exactly. Yes.
60 years.
You know, if I'm looking at the parents that chop the heads off her kids, or this guy or this guy
why even put them on trial?
Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, there's just no reason. And there's no reason to keep them alive for 25 or 50 years or whatever it is that they would get. There's just no reason. They have no remorse for that. When you actually are doing something that cruel, you have no remorse. You know, I just don't understand. All right, now this is the big question. Why did the Clintons cave?
Because they were going to get hauled to court.
But I mean, what did they do?
No, they probably did nothing, but they don't want to talk about it.
Right. And the thing is, don't they have a right to plead the fifth?
Yes.
I don't see what.
But then they'll look guilty.
But who at this point? I mean, I don't want to. It's like President. It's like Trump. Who cares at this point? He's the president.
I don't care if Bill Clinton. He's probably guilty because he's a scumbag when it comes to women. But I don't care.
Yeah, neither do I.
Don't care.
I at this point, it doesn't matter because the killer, or the I shouldn't say the killer, the perpetrator's dead. The person that did all the bad stuff is gone. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't do bad stuff when they were at his parties and stuff like that. But I mean, at this point, pictures aren't going to tell us that they did anything wrong. Unless they have video, there's no way you can prove any of this. You can't prove that anybody touched anybody or anybody did anything wrong. If I went to a party at your house and then you were convicted of, or they were trying to track you down for something that you did, then what? I can't say that I went to your house. I can't, without being questioned. I mean, it just. Well, I think they're stretching. They're stretching. They're trying to do a witch hunt here, and they may have done things. But the perpetrator's dead, and he's gone. And this is
no woman has come out and charged Bill Clinton.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, nothing in the documents have charged Bill Clinton.
Right. So
if he did do something, he's not going to admit to it.
Right. And why would he? I mean,
what's the point?
He probably just went there to play a saxophone.
Except to yes, play a saxophone. They're just trying to embarrass him.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy that I think they should, because Trump's not going to get any trouble. He's the president, and he probably did more than, I don't know. They're both playboys. They probably both did things.
I wouldn't put it past Trump.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I doubt that. I really think that he was a ladies, especially at that age. He was definitely he was into young girls. Look at Melania. I mean, I don't know. I just think that at this point, let's move on with this stuff. Let's get this stuff all crazy.
But we're in the minority, Mike, because most of this country wants to know what's in the Epstein file.
Yeah, I know. And we're never going to see. We're never going to really see it. They're going to keep that from us because there's too many people that did bad things that they had to cover up for. And if they're going after one, they got to go after everybody. So, unfortunately, there are too many powerful people that did things wrong. And the one that did the most wrong is dead. So I think because the president is one of the people that they're going after, and they're going after the Clintons, and who knows who. I mean, there's a lot of people that are involved in this. You're not going to get enough. We're going to spend the rest of our lives chasing the who knows, the rabbit, whatever the rabbit is. And not that I want to approve what was done, but I think it's going to be difficult to prove anything without the main person that's, without Epstein. Because, they redacted so much. If you looked at that document, it's a lot of black marks.
It's just a lot of black marks.
So we don't know.
So, and the thing is, unless there was something that said, a woman that said that Donald J. Trump had sex with me when I was underage.
Right.
Let it go.
And they're not going to be able to, because Trump's going to make sure that that person doesn't exist. In honesty. So, but
the Secret Service will make sure that.
Yeah, everyone's going to protect him. That's their job. And then we got this here. Emails reveal new theory on Jeffrey Epstein, who he was working for. Thousands of cryptic messages tying Jeffrey Epstein, as discovered in the latest release of files related to the late pedophile financier, raising a new theory about whom he was really working for. Emails showing unnamed sources discussing meetings between Epstein and Russian president are prompting questions about whether the disgraced Wall Street figure may have trafficked girls from Russia in a state-backed effort to run the world's largest honey trap to ensnare the rich and powerful. Putin is named almost 1,000 times in the latest set of documents released Friday. There are almost 10,000 references to Moscow. People close to Russian tyrants said he maintained his links to Epstein even after the financier's 2000 conviction engaging in child prostitution. Newly released documents pointed to Epstein's alleged strong influence in Russia, and the perv sending one in November 2010 asking an unnamed recipient if they needed a Russian visa. What are we going to get? Are we going to get Putin too? We're going to go in there and steal him and have him do trials too? This is a much, much larger scaled thing than anybody probably ever thought it would be. And, we're not going to be able to ever find the answer, I don't think. And I think we're spending a lot of time and effort doing this when the person's dead that was the biggest perpetrator of everything. I don't know.
And I don't care.
Yeah, and I don't care either. They're going to meet their maker. They're going to have to pay for it one way or the other. So I think that it's kind of crazy that we're spending all this time chasing.
Bill Clinton's being punished every day of his life.
Right. And
because he lives with Hillary.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's a whole other thing. He should probably be given immunity for that. But let me see if I got anything else. That's everything I got in the Trump files. I just wanted to make sure that I think it's everything. Is that everything? Hold on, I got to check. I got to look up and make sure that the other thing I have was Gaza border. What's that?
He's closing the Kennedy Center for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Completely renegade. Yeah.
Oh.
People are up in arms about that.
Yeah. The other thing I have here from the stuff that I put in the Trump files isn't really I don't think it's a Trump thing, but I wanted to put it there to make sure. I try to put all the political stuff together. Gaza's border crossing with Egypt formally reopens today, which was, I don't know when it was, probably a day or two ago, to limited crossings after almost 2 years of near complete closure. The move allows some Palestinians who fled the Israel-Hamas war to begin returning home. The reopening of Rafah is part of the second phase of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire, which began in October and was threatened by ceasefire violations. Israel, which controls the Gaza side of the border, says it will allow 50 patients and up to 2 relatives each to leave daily for medical evacuation. Roughly 50 Palestinians will be allowed to re-enter daily, with Israel and Egypt vetting people upon exit and entry. European Union Border Patrol agents will assist with supervision. Israel says it will ramp up travel as the system succeeds. Tens of thousands of Palestinians fled Gaza amid the war, which Israel puts the figure at 42,000. Palestinians put the figure at over 100,000. Palestinians officially say roughly 20,000 Palestinians seek to exit the enclave for medical care. So that's the last thing that I wanted to say.
Well, Israel destroyed all the hospitals.
Okay.
You know, they didn't. I mean, I'm not casting aspersions, but the Hamas put command and control centers underneath hospitals.
Okay.
And Israel bombed them, and it's just a fact. I'm not saying I agree or disagree.
Right.
It's just a fact.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then we're back to
the medical care is very bad in Gaza.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're back to San Francisco uncovers secret casinos, sleazy drug dens in 9 convenience stores. I don't know if you know about this or not.
No.
But San Francisco is a pretty sleazy place, I guess. We're looking here. Okay, San Francisco officials say they have uncovered secret casinos, sleazy drug dens in 9 convenience stores, all located in one notorious downtown neighborhood. Stores in the Tenderloin area. All right, I'm gonna have to get me a. There we go. Okay. Known as the epicenter of the city's drug and homeless crisis, attracted drug-driven lawlessness and ran fencing operations where stolen merchandise were hawked to sleazy customers. So there you go. There's one that I guess is one of them. These people were all, look at that. They're taking a hit of that, whatever that is, and they have something over there too. There's all kinds of drugs and stuff, and deli market that's not really a deli. Pedestrians cross the street in San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood. The convenience stores were magnets for drug activity. In some cases, the stores were selling illegal drugs themselves. And they've been unable to shut down or sue the businesses over the past year and a half. At the U.S. smoke shop, cops didn't find tobacco. They reportedly hauled out 5 gambling machines, $17,269 in cash, 2 pistol magazines, and cannabis products. There you see police officers detaining a man in San Francisco. And then we see, who knows what that is. It says San Francisco said they uncovered secret casinos, sleazy drug dens, and 9 convenience stores. Man, I can't imagine living in that type of situation. A 2025 raid of Family Corner discount store uncovered nearly 51 grams of meth stashed under a display shelf, hundreds of glass pipes, 6 electronic gambling machines, $4,456 in cash, and stolen goods from CVS. The crackdown on illicit spots stems from nighttime safety ordinance that passed in July 2024. The city, it says the 2-year pilot program bars certain retail stores in high crime areas from operating the hours of midnight to 5 a.m. I mean, look at these people. They're just hanging out.
No.
I mean, it's really, really sad. I'd hate to have to live in that type of situation. It says under that law that shops like convenience and corner stores that violate the curfew can be fined up to $1,000 or face lawsuits. Officials now hope to extend the ordinance by 18 months and expand the curfew to other crime-battered areas. How did Giuliani and them guys, how did they clean New York up?
By the police efforts and they allowed the police to do their jobs.
I mean, they
maybe more than they should have, but they allowed the police to do their jobs.
But I mean, they really did clean that up a lot. I mean, face it, Times Square used to have all kinds of porno shops and prostitutes and stuff hanging out, and you don't see any of that stuff now.
Well, City Council passed ordinances that cleaned out Times Square, and the mayor allowed the police, the City Council allowed the police to do their jobs. Under this new mayor, the communist, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I mean, that's weird to think about all these things going on there in that particular area, and that just, it's insane. Oh yeah, this one's sad. New York mom, 26, gets maximum prison sentence slammed by judge for leaving her baby girl to die in a utility shed. What is wrong with these people? I mean, come on. To let a baby die in a shed, that's just unheard of. I mean, I don't get it. An enraged upstate New York judge threw the book at a mom Monday for leaving her baby girl to freeze to death in a utility shed. I don't get it. They don't feel any guilt. I mean, what was going on? Why would you do that, especially to a baby? Persia Nelson, 26, will spend the next 25 years behind bars after she reportedly abandoned an 11-month Halo Branton outside a General Electric plant in Schenectady in March 2024. During her sentence,
that's not enough time.
She should just be shot. She should be killed. She should be abandoned. She should be left outside in the cold with nothing.
To freeze to death.
I mean, you let that baby die outside in the cold. What a horrible way to die. During her sentence, Nelson profusely apologized, yet described her daughter's death as a tragic accident. It's not an accident if you left her out there. I'm sorry, I wasn't being responsible, she said, and she broke down in tears. I'm sorry I wasn't being a better mother to you. No kidding. But the judge, Matthew, I can't say his last name, tore into Nelson, reportedly calling her a baby murderer. This is not a tragic accident. Absolutely not. He said as he handed her maximum sentence, 25 years to life. So I guess he gave her the most he could give her. But, you know, I just don't get it. You know, if you don't want the baby, there are ways to get rid of the baby. That
you can go to any fire department anywhere in the country and leave your baby there.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No questions asked, No questions asked. No charges, no nothing.
I just don't get it. It says, I've heard a lot of stories, but I didn't hear I'm sorry for killing my baby, he said. The toddler was found by a search team after GE staff found Nelson trespassing on the property. Nelson dropped...
It's premeditated. It isn't like she left home or was nodding off from heroin. She premeditated and took this baby to that place.
Right, and listen to this.
Purpose.
Nelson dropped Halo 8 feet into a utility enclosure before she stumbled to a heated building. The parent claims she lost her child and couldn't recall how she got there. The baby was rushed to the hospital but died from hypothermia. Nelson was convicted at a trial in October of top count of second-degree murder. I mean, this person I wouldn't want to kill. I would want her to suffer in a very cold cell until she dies. You know, that baby had to suffer because at least the other ones, they killed the kids. But she didn't kill her kid. She left her kid die in hypothermia. These people. I just don't get it. Why did you have a kid in the first place? I'm sure it was not on purpose. You had all this regret because you had slept with somebody or whatever. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know, but probably was an irresponsible.
Yeah. I just don't get it. I mean, even if you don't believe in a God or whatever, how could you do that to a baby? You know, I don't get it.
The vast majority of atheists would never do anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, here's a good one too. Well, I say good one, but I mean not good one. Here's another one that'll irritate you even more. We're just going from bad to worse. Hold on here. Charity big shot Alexander Sufer busted for $23 million homeless fraud in California. Runs scared after court date. So this guy, this is just as bad, just in a different way. And this was, by the way, I know there's another scam like this that is being attached to Ted DiBiase's sons, but this is a different one. A charity bigwig accused of stealing $23 million through California Homeless Services fraud looked terrified as he pleaded not guilty in Los Angeles on Monday before he ran scared from the gathered media. Alexander Sufert, 42, who authorities said lived the high life on the tab of the Golden State taxpayers, appeared sheepishly before Judge Teresa McGonigal, then bolted as they tried to block from the news cameras. He's facing 37 years in prison for this.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Yeah. Maybe they should put him in that cold area where that baby died. The disgraced head.
I worked in the jail, and there were 3 segregation units, and the middle segregation unit had a hole in the ceiling. In the middle of winter, they put people in that segregation unit.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Well,
they calmed them down, Michael.
Yeah.
They calmed them down.
Okay. I don't know that they deserve to be calmed down. I think they didn't stay in long. They stayed long enough to get cold. Okay. The disgraced head of nonprofit Abundant Blessings was cut loose at $610,000 bond, then blurted out a no comment when approached by a Post reporter as attorney Michael Friedman chimed in they would have no further comment. Sufer, who appeared in a gray suit and white shirt, was in court on charges he siphoned millions in taxpayer cash meant to combat homelessness to fund a lavish lifestyle that included a $7 million Westwood mansion, a $125,000 Range Rover, and a trip to the famous Four Seasons Resort Maui, and featured on the first season's HBO hit The White Lotus. Oh, these people! You know, if you're gonna rip off the government and stuff, don't go buying these expensive cars and start showing it to everybody. I mean, that seems like the worst way to do that. I'd take the money and I would leave the country and take the money with me, you know, put it in an offshore account rather than get caught. Okay. Try it again. Take two. Perv learns fate after traveling from Chile to L.A. to meet a girl he lured into Roblox sex scheme. Do you know what Roblox is?
Yeah, my grandson played it a lot before we took it away from him.
Okay, well
because of all the predators on it.
Right. Well, that's what I was just going to talk about, and actually, I have the next two articles are about that. I really didn't even know. I mean, I heard of Roblox, but I didn't understand it till now. But Roblox, they got to find a better way to regulate that, because from what I understand, it's really bad. It says a Chilean man was sentenced Monday to 11 years behind bars after he tricked a teen girl he met on Roblox into sending him explicit photos, then traveled to California with plans to meet up with the child. Why would you fly from Chile to the United States to meet a young girl? You can't find a young girl in Chile? I mean, that seems like you're going to a lot of, and now you're going to be in a lot of expense. Yeah, now you're in a country where you don't belong, and you're going to be treated worse than well, maybe not worse.
No, maybe not. Maybe that's why he traveled to the States, because in Chile they might have killed him. Yeah,
well, they should still kill him here. Santiago resident Daniel Andres Aravina Olivia. How many names you got? 1, 2, 3, 4 names. Okay. He'll spend 135 months in federal prison after he admitted to disgusting interactions with a 14-year-old girl through Roblox on FaceTime and Zoom. How sick. How old is he? Wait a minute. How old was he? 22? 22, yeah.
He's 22.
But still, I mean, you can't find a woman that could be with you.
He's sick. He likes young kids.
I guess, but I don't get the whole young kid thing. I guess part of that reason is when I was with Jamie, her kids were, when we were first together, her kids were 9 and 7. When we broke up, they were 9, 10, 11, 12. They were 12. The girl was 12. Every time I even hear a girl that's under 21, I just think of her. And to me, she was my daughter. If I had a daughter, she would have been my daughter. And I loved her like a daughter, you know. I could never even knowing her now, she's in her 40s now. I mean, I'd be feeling really weird about, you know, the fact that she's even married, because I think of her as that little girl that I met way back then. So, oh man, I just don't understand the attraction of a young little girl that, you know. But anyway, in August 2024, the perv allegedly hopped a flight from Santiago to Los Angeles, intent on finally meeting the underage girl for a sex. The underage girl for a sex. Okay. But federal agents were waiting for him and cuffed him at the airport. Authorities said they found a digital trail of filth on his phone, including 50 images of the victim stashed in his deleted folder. Olivia pleaded guilty in March 2025 of 1 count of enticement to a minor to engage in criminal sexual activity and 1 count of possession of child pornography. The admitted creep was also ordered to U.S. Judge Michael Fitzgerald to pay $3,000 of restitution at his court appearance Monday. He must be making some money if he actually, came in to just have sex with a girl. And actually, when we're talking about this, I don't mind saying it because I know it's true. My older brother loved young girls, and he had pictures of young girls on his computer. And I couldn't believe, we're talking young girls. That freaked me out because I'm glad he's dead because he deserves to be dead for stuff like that. And I don't know if he ever did anything with any of the girls, but just the idea that he even fantasized that makes me sick. So, yeah, that was one of the first things that I thought of when I don't know. I just really can't understand that. I can't. Anyway, so then Roblox was sued for enabling sick and twisted freaks to sexually exploit kids on their wildly popular platform. And apparently there was some things they did to supposedly make it easy or harder for people to do this, but wasn't enough. They were sued for enabling sick and twisted freaks to sexually exploit kids on the wildly popular program or platform. Texas has sued Roblox. Okay, would you go away? There we go. For enabling pedophiles to groom and expose children to sexually explicit content, turning the wildly popular online video game into a digital playground for predators. The suit filed Friday by a Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton accused Roblox of engaging in deceptive trade practices for misleading parents into thinking its platform was safe for kids. Roblox was also accused of creating common nuisance by becoming a habitual destination for child predators to target and groom kids. We cannot allow platforms like Roblox to continue operating as digital playgrounds for predators. Roblox must do more to protect kids from sick and twisted freaks hiding behind a screen. Any corporation that enables child abuse will face the full and unrelenting force of the law. The legal action followed similar lawsuits in Louisiana and Kentucky, as well as a host of private suits that will be that have accused San Mateo, California-based Roblox of failing to crack down on online predators that prey on children. The new lawsuit describes Roblox as a sprawling and unregulated digital playground that is overrun by predators and saturated with sexual content. It also claimed that Roblox's in-game currency, Robux, provides leverage for predators to hunt and abuse children. Those kind of people, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Rather than being lured by candy, modern-day predators have lured children with Roblox. The filing points to dozens of FBI investigations, criminal convictions, and private lawsuits that show how Roblox has allegedly facilitated real child abuse and pornography, including one Texas lawsuit in which a child began using the platform at age of 10 and was raped after being groomed through Roblox. I just don't get it. Paxton's office requested a jury trial and asked for court to impose various penalties, including a $10,000 fine for every violation of the Deceptive Trade Practices Act, and in conjunction blocking the further wrongdoing. Roblox has a whopping 151 million average daily users as of October, and that's 81% live outside the U.S. and Canada. So that's pretty bad. I don't get it. I don't understand, but it does really kind of concern me that they have that much power.
I guess. And then this one has a collar cam, shows the day in the life of an Alaskan grizzly bear. So you can actually get to see the grizzly bear. So they have a collar, I guess a collar cam somewhere in there, and you can actually get to see it. Oh, there's an ad. It's loaded. It's loading an ad. I don't care about the ad. Forget that.
Knock, knock, capital.
Yeah, it's an ad that actually talks. We don't want those. Anyway, so that's what I've got. Now I do have, if you got a few more minutes, we can go over some of the stuff I was talking about with. I have other stuff, but the most important stuff we got. I do have a list of. I said about. I had a list of things for the bingo card. Where did I put them? I think it's on the other. Let me see here. Okay, here's some of the ideas for the bingo card. A world leader dies. A billionaire dies. A scandal from a top actor. We know there's going to be something. There's going to be any of those. 30-year-old company closes its doors. Now, we can't use the ones we talked about today. Famous rock band breaks up. Someone from SNL dies. A new battery system allows more than 1,000 miles to a charge. These are things that could happen. Chris Jericho comes back to the WWE. An older, say over 60, famous wrestler dies. Tesla makes a new high-end car or truck at $100,000 or more. The Rock makes his return to WWE. How about a 30-foot tsunami? A shark attack. A famous person transitions from male to female or female to male. Jake Paul loses a court case. He's got this big case coming up where he allegedly set up these fights. A social media platform is bought or absorbed or buys another social media platform, like Facebook bought Instagram and stuff like that. How about this one? The lowest percent of inflation is achieved in, say, since, we have to figure out a time.
Pre-Biden.
What's that?
Pre-Biden.
Pre-Biden. Okay. Yeah.
Biden.
Yeah. Pre. So that was, let's see, I think 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. We need 25. So those are what I got.
Famous pastor resigns in disgrace.
Famous pastor resigns. Resigns what?
In disgrace.
In disgrace. Okay, that's always good. Okay, any others that you can think of? I need a couple.
Star athlete accused in gambling ring of fixing games. Famous athlete.
That one's probably going to happen.
That's going to happen quick.
That's going to happen. We got to get this card done so we can get it. Let's see, fixing games. All right. Doesn't all have to be negative, by the way, if you have anything good. I did throw a couple positive ones in there.
That's the two off the top of my head. We need what? We need how many more?
I need 5 more. Or we could have just the center be free, a free space, but I'd like to keep them all.
Jesus returns to the center one.
Jesus what? Returns to the cinema?
Jesus returns to the center one. Because it won't matter after that.
Well, we don't want him to return then. That'll kill our game.
That'll kill our game.
Okay. Well, oh, yeah, that would be the center. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah, I need like 5 more, 4 more, something like that. I mean, you don't have to come up with it right now, but if you can come up with it, sometime before next week, we can finish our cards, because you're gonna make a card and you're gonna decide which one gets what, and I'm gonna make one and I'm gonna decide which. And anyone else that wants to play, these are the categories we're all gonna have, but we're just gonna put them on our things and we're gonna have to mark these things, and I'm gonna put them in our file and we had to decide. I guess the Super Bowl Sunday, so we're gonna decide if we're gonna do a Super Bowl thing.
Okay.
So, do you want to do a Super Bowl thing?
Sure.
All right, I can pull up last year's Super Bowl thing, and we can look at it now or whatever.
Let's look at it now.
All right. Okay, let's kill this out. Close this, close this, close this. Close it. Okay, and then all I need is got to put the thing here, and I need to open up the OneDrive, and I think it's the same. I think it's this one here. I think it's the one with the movies. All right. Got to see the tabs here to see what they are. I can't remember what they were. All right, so Super Bowl. Here we go. Here's a Super Bowl from last year, which I got killed on. Basically, we're going to do the same stuff, the same voting. You can get these numbers to me. I can send you this. I'll tell you what, I'll send you this link, and you can put your numbers in. But everything else should be about the same.
Okay.
And what you'll do is this should lead you right to this board, and then I got to figure out if who's playing anyway? The Patriots. You here? Hello? Uh-oh. Doug? Oh, no, we lost you. Let's see if we lost you for real. You still there? Yeah, you're still there, I guess. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay, now I got you.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. Who are the two playing?
Seattle and New England. So it's the Seahawks versus the Patriots.
Right, Seattle. I'll finish this tomorrow or sometime before.
Send me the link.
I'll send you the link so you can put your stuff in, and basically we'll lock it down. Let's have it done by... It's got to be done. Let's try to get it done by Thursday. That'll give us 2 days. So I'll send you the link, and you can do what you got to do, and anybody else that wants to play, get a hold of me. But at this point, I'm assuming that it will be Christine and me and you, and if anybody else wants it, we'll put you in it too. So just that's the best way we can do it. I will get this to you, and if you have any more of the, in fact, I'll send you the things I have for, wait a minute, for the bingo too, just so you know, and then you can look at things, and if you come up with the extras, we'll figure out if some of those can go and some of those don't go and stuff. That way, those were just off the top of my head as I was sitting down thinking, so that we can do it here. Hold on here. I'll give this. That's you there, and I'll give it to Christine too. There we go, and then games, and then we'll do this, and then we'll put. Oh, that's the OneDrive. So then we go from there, It should bring up the drive there. And then I'll, let's see, then I need to give you this. Spelling isn't, I just threw these together, so there's probably spelling issues. So
that's all right. I liberally use spell check, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, I just did this on the fly, so copy this, put this down here, and put this in plain text, and then I will put, if you want, I think I can give you a copy of this. Let me see here. Will this let me do it? Copy. Show you what the card, what the, let's see if it lets me do this. Yep, there you got the card and everything. So there you got the stuff, and if you can get it back to me by Wednesday or Thursday, that'll work. So
Will do.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, man.
All right, we will get this going, and now we'll just play our theme and get out of here. And hope you had a good time, and I thought we had a pretty good show. And well, here's the exit. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. I can't see it. Which I can't read it. Quick play. There it is. Okay, we'll see you next week, and hope you had a good time, and hope you enjoyed the show, and have a good week. Uh-oh. Is it working? It's not working. Yes, it is. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Oh. This is the one. Let's put this one off. Hold on. Darn it.
I tell you what, our producer's not doing a good job.
Yeah, you know. There we go. I will talk to you guys later, and hope you enjoyed the show.